Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious?
And we hold the world ransom for
Wayne Gandy.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Show me.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. Quick news and notes. Fast and the Furious. I don't know if y'all went out and saw Fast and the Furious. It was kind of morbid, knowing that Paul Walker had passed away. But we made it through. It was a little long, a little unrealistic, but I give it it was entertaining. I don't know if it was $15 entertaining, but ticket prices seem to be going up. And I don't know. I'm going to have to watch 2 movies for that $9 Coke. I don't know about y'all, but I might just have to start sneaking to an extra movie. I feel like if I'm going to pay $9 for a Coke, I need to be there a while because that Coke is real expensive. The popcorn is like $12 as well. And I would hate to be 17 trying to take a girl on a date. That's all I'm saying, because movie date is like $80. And what, 17, 18-year-old kid, I didn't have it. My movies were $3. And y'all just the same age as me. Don't look at me like I'm the only one who knows something about the $3 movie. When you probably snuck through the back door, Erica. I know y'all will hold the door. Well, you pay, and then the rest of us going to go in the back. Then all of y'all. But now they got that seat numbering, so that cuts all that out. They weren't doing that for any reason other than to make sure you're not sneaking in the next movie. Don't let Hollywood fool you. Nelly, it's hot in here. It was hot on that bus. What are you doing, Nelly? You moving weight through Tennessee? No, I don't know. Nelly being charged with felony drug charges. He was trying to get that weight down here to Big Kenny, but they pulled the bus over and 40 years old, sitting in jail. Well, you know Nelly? Y'all used to date? No?
Yeah, on the show he plays my dad.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it'll be me next year then, because he's gonna be in next. Hey, call y'all my. Look how. Oh, we'll be able to get some real scoop on Nelly. Well, Nelly got pulled over in Tennessee. The cop actually pulled him over for Transportation and International Fuel Tax Association sticker. Was not on the bus. That's why they got pulled over. The police smelled marijuana. When they went on the bus, they had felony type weight on the bus and illegal firearms. This was 9:20 a.m. They got pulled over. That is Nelly. DMX, he was in the news last week. He robbed somebody on Easter. Did y'all get some of that? DMX robbing people on Easter at gunpoint, stole $3,200. Everybody missed that. DMX. That used to get me through the games, DMX. Y'all don't know DMX, do you? No? Is he still on crack? That makes you think he's still on crack. He's robbing people, right? $3,200 at gunpoint. Guess he'll be doing some time. And if you're an old Dukes of Hazzard fan back in the day, James Best, old Roscoe Pico train, passed away, 88 years old. And Bruce Jenner will be on with Diane Sawyer to discuss his sexual change on April 24th. For any of you that want to see Bruce Jenner go through his becoming a woman at 70, that'll be time to check that out. But we are sitting here. I have my good friend, Mr. Vonnie Holiday, Big Kenny, the beautiful Erica Ash, who is trying to hook up people with her best friend that she keeps saying is nice, which all us guys know what nice mean. Boo. Who's that, Serena? Oh.
Yeah, that's Serena.
Oh, somebody in blackface.
Hey, and don't nobody try and hook nobody up with Serena. you know Serena is my boo. Sports Joc, I just want to say, what is going on in the world? First of all, Nelly moving meth. I guess it's the drug of the future. So he's just trying to be, you know what I'm saying, a smart entrepreneur forecasting growth trends in the business. But that's dangerous. DMX, if he is on crack, $3,200 buy a lot of crack. So
that justifies it.
So that well, I'm just saying that was a robbery that he was probably glad about. But can you imagine being robbed by DMX on Easter? How confused you would be. Yo, my man, let me get them peeps and everything in your pocket. I want them jelly beans and them chocolate rabbits.
I'm confused about who carries $3,200 just as pocket change. That's
Well,
what I want
whoever.
No, Bunny got $3,200 right now.
But I think what I took from this last little length of conversation, what I took away most was that somewhere you know where to get Coke for $9. And I'm just saying, I heard $9 in Coke, and I'm thinking he's complaining about that price? These people are giving it away. Look, send me to that theater, and I don't care what's playing. Let's get me like 7 of those $9 Cokes. And I'll be making money in the bathroom while y'all watch the movie.
Oh, and one quick note for you people. If you know about this show, we have been doing a pledge to bring back America after the University of California college students tried to take down the American flag at the student union down in El Salvador in the month of March. 481 homicides. So when you think America is so bad, 481 homicides in March down in El Salvador.
Even Chicago's like, damn.
Since April 1st, there has been 73 murders in El Salvador. They are on pace to pass Honduras as the deadliest peacetime country in the world. So,
and which just answered my question. Is this like war numbers? But this is peacetime
this
numbers.
Peacetime. So just in case y'all think America is so bad, you know, there's other places that is really going down when you can kill 500 people, murders in 1 month.
Wow.
I mean, what's going on? Hey, my friend, you step on my shoes. You moved your shoes, man. Hey, hold on. I teach him to step on shoes, man. He never step on nobody else's shoes again.
So I just thought that was a lot of
It's a lot of murders.
murders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a yearly supply of Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I'm
month.
saying. Even Chicagoans are like, wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
They need to stop playing.
They need to stop playing.
And that was it. Well, Vonnie, we thank you for coming in, man, and helping us out.
No doubt. I still want to know. Okay, a couple things.
Okay.
Rand Paul talked about getting America back. I don't know what that means. I would like to. We were talking about that. I was talking about that earlier with some friends. What does that mean to get America back, Wayne? I know you grew up in North Florida or somewhere down there. We've had some interesting conversations. Central Florida. We had some interesting conversations about your upbringing there in Central Florida, but none more interesting than the little Debbies in the pig pen.
Let's revisit that. Thank you, Vonnie.
Thank you.
You thought we was just gonna smooth that over and go past that.
That's worth being on the show.
That's what we will hear that. We was just gonna get all the formalities out of the way.
I lived in a rural part of of Florida where people kept pig pens and chicken coops.
There's chickens right outside.
We get all of that. We get all of it. We saying how they married a chicken coop in the pig pen with the snack cake.
The guy Cecil Gunner, was it Hunter Gunner? One of them, the daddy. He would go around to the local, like 7-Elevens and things like that, because they have to get rid of the things they don't sell when it expires.
It expires, right?
So he would go there and get those kind of items for the slop. In my household, we grew up on store brand, so the only way at that time to get like name brand stuff, me and some of the friends in the neighborhood, we would walk. It was like a mile away, and we would wait till he dumped all the little Debbies on the side, because he had so many, he didn't give them to the pigs all at once. And we would find the boxes that were not open, and that's how we would get our little Debbie cakes, and then we would mess with the hogs.
Okay, I'm clocking out right now.
All right.
I just want y'all to know. Thank y'all for listening.
Yeah, thank y'all for listening.
But that does explain a lot.
And, you know,
Explains
Sports
a lot.
Joc, all that you've taught me over this run, I really appreciate. But I'm gonna be moving on in life right now. I don't, you know, I mean, I'll be a lot of things, you know, all the charges and all the criminal history, but the whole little Debbie snack cake pig pen thing is where I personally draw my line. I don't want to speak for anybody else.
We would run around and we would chase the pigs and the hogs and stuff, and you know,
which is age appropriate. Now,
Yeah,
that's
that
age
was age
appropriate.
That's age appropriate.
Right.
yeah, you know, I was 16, but we was I'm messing with you. This was when I was like probably
I was finna say, whoa.
Tell the truth,
8
Wayne.
to about 12,
No judgment.
13. But we, you know, we would look at the date, make sure it wasn't old, and find the freshest box. To you know how they
I
we
understand
would
that.
find the freshest box of snack cakes behind the barn next to the pig pen.
That were expired.
But by the way, Wayne, you remember Hustle and Flow?
Yes.
You remember the microphone situation in Hustle and Flow? Like, I'm looking at you guys have this nice microphones, and why does my microphone have this little yellow?
he got to take Erica up in the music store and get him a new mic. You know what I mean?
Whoop that. No, you can't say that on the air, but they do. It took a long time for me to get a working mic.
Okay.
I used to have to fix my mic as we went.
And I used to stand here and just sit here and hold mine literally for 3 hours.
But Bunny, we appreciate you coming on, man. And
Thanks for having
hopefully
me.
you can do it another time. Good luck to you. Say hello to the wife. And I thought you had 6 kids.
Two kids.
Two.
Man. 2 kids, 15 and 9.
Oh, you proved the other 4 wasn't.
You are not the father.
Hey, do the dance.
Mr.
No
Bunny
thought tracks
Holiday.
for you.
We'll be back with more of the Sports Joc Show right after this. Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. In a minute, we're going to bring on Hawks forward. And at least in these playoffs, has been their most consistent and best performer. They call him the junkyard dog. We have to figure out where that comes from. Is that a reference to the old wrestler? It's a junkyard dog. I don't know. Amari kind of cut up. Junkyard, you'd have a big old gut and looked like he always looked like he was 60, even when he was 25.
But you ain't want none of the JYD. You get in there and he make you bring your lunch, and then he eat it.
He was a colorful character in the dime of colorful characters.
Yes, he
the
was.
JYD. But I want Amari's only 28. Would he even remember?
Yeah,
The junkyard dog like that?
before his time.
You
But I mean,
remember him
I'm
like
sure
that?
he had some. I'm sure he had some uncles and some you know,
okay.
dad and
They just
and
threw that on
granddad.
him?
Yeah, and they probably used to sit him around in the living room and he'd watch wrestling with him. Then you know how
And didn't even know what he was watching.
then you know how grown-ups do. They make the kids do the moves. Hey, boy, he got him just like JYD. Look at it.
Or try to put you in the figure 4. Like, man, this thing hurt, man. What you doing? This is real. This is about the only thing that actually does work outside of the punching. But Damari Carroll, the Hawks, Wednesday night against the Cavs, they have a big task in them, especially if our man Kyrie Irving is healthy. But Atlanta was 3-1 against the Cavs during the regular season. You kind of have to spin that a little bit because remember the Cavs, their squad has changed basically. I think 2 of those games, you're looking at Kevin Love and Mozgov. Kevin Love and Verjao were starting. And now you have 2 new starters. What is it? Yeah, 3 new starters because now Love is out. So they'll be playing against a team they're not as familiar with as they were as far as starting lineup and rotations as they were during the regular season. But it should be a thrilling season. I will definitely be there, ready. Gotta go find me a couple of red shirts. Everybody keeps getting mad at me. Where you red at? I'm like, okay, I only have like one red T-shirt. I'm sorry. Most of the teams I played with wore black. I mean, I don't wear a lot of red. I just look like Kool-Aid. I don't look like the Kool-Aid man.
Next time they ask you where your red shirt is, ask them why their red shirt's so new.
Is DeMario on the line?
You just started supporting the Hawks,
He's gonna
dude.
call in.
I've been here
Is he
week
there?
after week.
DeMario, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, brother?
Good morning to you. Damari Carroll, the star forward for the Atlanta Hawks. We were trying to figure out where the nickname came from, the JYD, the Junkyard Dog.
It came from my uncle, man.
That's what Big Kenny just said. Your uncle gave you that name.
Yeah, he gave me that, man. He just called me one day and said, man, you need to play like you're in Junkyard Dog. All right.
Did you?
Since then,
Did he get it from like the wrestler's name? Was that his favorite wrestler or something?
that might have been. I don't know. I never asked him. I need to go and ask him.
Well, congratulations, man. It's a step forward in the right direction. The furthest the Hawks have been, I think, maybe ever, or in the last 45 years. The Cleveland Cavaliers are coming to town. Where you been hiding all this offense, though? You've been laying in the weeds. You went from about 1 point a game to 30 points a game. Where's all this offense come from?
Man, I just been working hard, especially on the summer, man. But offense, I always had offense. I just pride myself on defense. And when the opportunity came, I just wanted to display my offense. But you got 4 guys in the starting lineup who can fill it up too. So, you got to get in where you fit in.
Do y'all ever talk to each other? Y'all almost like Jedi tricks out there. Y'all run that system so smoothly, but you never see a lot of pointing and yelling. Is it that sequence that y'all almost can think for the other player?
Yeah, we just know what we're supposed to be, and guys know each position like it's their position. So, we know where we need to be and what we're supposed to be. So, Paul Mills could drive to the goal and look for the school shoot a layup, but he gonna know I'm gonna be in the corner if he need an outlet pass. And same goes for Jeff Teague and Kyle Korver. So I think the biggest thing for us is we understand the system. It's our second year in the system. It's not even like our third or fourth year. It's our second year, and I think we're only gonna get better.
All right, Big Kenny.
DeMar, good morning. This is Big Kenny. A lot of people that I hear talking about the Eastern Conference Finals talk about surprise at the Hawks being there, I guess because over the past season we hadn't had a player with a fancy name like the Truth, or we don't have anybody on the team we call the King. What do you attribute to the Hawks' blue-collar work ethic and just showing up and getting it done game after game?
I think first and foremost, you have to give management, the upper management, their credit. They went and got a lot of high-character guys, a lot of resilient guys who don't care who gets the glory. And also they got guys who got a chip on their shoulder. So, you got to give them a lot of credit because they brought guys in like that. So, but we really don't care about who's the best player on our team or who's going to get the most awards. We just care about winning, man. And if you win, the old saying, if you win, everybody gets love. So that's how we go day by day doing.
All right, now Al Horford came through his clutch the other night. Them Spanish dudes get a little funny after they get a little shine on them. Now. If he start acting like he want to go solo, let us know.
No, not Al. He's Al's man. He's been big for us, and having him back this year has been really big. But he came up big for us last game, and that's the beauty of our team. He'll come up big last game. I played pretty well the game before that, so we really don't care. As long as we get that W, we good.
Now, Paul Pierce hits the shot in the corner, possibly to send it to overtime. What's your thoughts?
Man, I just said, man, this guy's ridiculous. it almost looked. I thought it was. I'm like, man, this got to be fake. Because I didn't believe he made it again. Right. That's like 3 games in a row he's made a clutch shot at the end. But, that's what they call them truth. Guys who don't care if they make it or miss it, and they just shoot it with confidence every time, those usually be the guys that make those shots.
Now you go from covering one future Hall of Famer in the truth to probably guarding the King. How is that going to be different for you? Will you change your routine? What is it that, other than age, and Paul is like 10 times slower now, is the same mindset? Is there a different strategy playing LeBron than it is someone like a Paul Pierce?
Yeah, I think it's more, I think for me it's more keying in. And I'm used to keying in on guys. And, last series, Paul Pierce wasn't necessarily their best player, due to his age. And, it was John Wall, and Coach switched me to John Wall last game. So I think I'm better at keying in on guys and, harassing them the whole game and doing things like that nature. And Paul Pierce, he got away from me a couple of times this series just because I wasn't really keying in. I'm trying to help everybody else, and then he just spotting up shooting. So LeBron is different. Ball's going to be in his hand. He's going to be more like a John Wall. He's going to be a facilitator. He's going to be a scorer. So I think it's going to be better for me just to be able to key in on him and not really worry about playing principal defense and helping my teammates in certain natures, because I got one tough test myself.
I heard that. McKinney.
DeMar, you spoke earlier about the squad having a chip on its shoulder. We talk here from time to time on the show about coming to a Hawks game, and it seems almost as if there are as many or more visitors' jerseys in the stands as there are Hawk jerseys. Is that part of what gives you a chip on your shoulder, trying to prove to the hometown crowd that you guys are worth getting behind and supporting the way that they support these other teams?
Oh, yeah. But at the same token, man, you got to give the fans their credit. This year they've been superb. Like last year I could see more New York fans or Chicago fans, but this year it's been all Hawks fans. I really didn't see too many opposing team fans, but it might change in the playoffs. But at the same token, they've been really big for us, especially the home game when we was down by 9. They kind of rallied us back into that game. So, the fans, they're coming along, and Kyle Korver always tell me, man, we win, the fans gonna come, so we just got to keep winning.
All right, DeMar. Well, good luck starting Wednesday, man, and thank you for calling into the show.
No problem, bro.
All right.
Good day.
DeMar Carroll, forward for the Atlanta Hawks, as he said, which is even me being a offensive lineman in my career. I used to hate when the backup came in for the star, because I was so focused on all week I'm going to be blocking Bruce Smith.
Right.
Bruce Smith. I go to sleep thinking Bruce Smith. I wake up, and then they'll send some dude in, Big Kenny.
Right.
Who is this dude? Like
you checking the depth chart. Like this dude is fourth string.
And I think that's what he was saying. Is it's easier for him just to know I'm going to be on this guy, and I don't have to do that flip-flopping or look behind me to try to give help, because I'm going to be situated on LeBron and where LeBron goes. And you see a lot of cornerbacks like to do that. They like to follow the same receiver no matter where he goes in certain games, even if it breaks the pattern of the defense, because they want to do that all game because they want to get used to that person. And going back and forth sometimes can throw you off.
And to the non-sports professional, they would think, wouldn't you rather have the backup than LeBron on the court? But
I haven't watched any film of this dude.
On this backup, right? And he might come in with one of those one good moves. You know what I'm saying? This dude has been murdering me all night with this crossover in the corner to the layup thing.
And that is exactly why I have no clue who this guy is. And we'll be back more of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
Smooth.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show.
Move it back up on me, mama.
The thrill is gone, baby.
The thrill is gone. B.B. King, 89 years old, lived a great life, they say.
You know, when y'all went off to kindergarten, I used to do it to your grandmama in the day bed.
It's not just how long you live, it's the quality of life and the impact you have. And with songs like that, BB will always be around. 89 years old, though. That's a good little. I'll sign up for that. How many of y'all sign up for that?
89 years old.
Yeah,
I sign up for 89.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, considering nobody thought I'd make it past 19, I'd definitely sign up for 89.
Oh, man. Our man, BB King, God rest your soul. I got an email, Big Kenny, and, you know.
And you were confused, like, what is this? this thing on my screen? It says email. My name is Sports Joc. I don't understand.
You know, I really don't check emails and stuff like that. But when I saw this email from one of my former teammates and my Auburn alumnus, Mr. Kendall Simmons, swing for diabetes. And I remember when he went through his episode, his second year in the league, dealing with diabetes and trying to come back from that. I definitely wanted to get him on and talk about it, and I know it's something that is dear to his heart. When I heard the news, I must say, even myself, I was thinking, man, what a way to cut a career short. And I didn't even know that you could battle back through something like that, but this gentleman that we're bringing on to you did, and went on to play 8 years in the NFL, win 2 Super Bowls with the Pittsburgh Steelers. My man, Kendall Simmons. Good morning to you, Kendall.
Good morning, Big G. Good morning, good morning. I got 2 things to say before we get started. First, it's good to hear from you. I appreciate you giving the opportunity to talk about, you know, the things we went through and swing for diabetes. Second, I love the intro music. I grew up on that, and knowing that BB King also was a diabetic, you know, it kind of ties in everything. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I love that type of music, man.
Yeah, you're from Ripley, Mississippi, so I know that's all they had on the jukebox.
exactly. And definitely grew up in a household where daddy controlled the radio, the remote, and everything else. So you had to listen to it.
I heard that. Well, tell us about how we can be involved with Swings for Diabetes and when the event is happening, and we'll address your career and your health after that.
Swing for Diabetes is coming up on June the 8th. You can register or donate online at swingfordiabetesauburn.org. And, you know, you can look that up. You can go to the East Alabama Medical Center website. It's something that we're going on our 8th year of doing it. And a good friend of mine, Diana Ramage, who also is a type 1 diabetic, played on the LPGA tour for a couple of years. It's something that we feel that we wanted to help the local community instead of trying to be on a bigger, broader scale. And it's definitely helped this area out. And any way we can get the word out, we're definitely trying to do that.
Well, Kendall, when you hear that news, because for an athlete, we always think it's going to be ACL or some neck injury. The doctor tells you you have diabetes. What are you thinking?
Okay, what is this? I don't know what it is. My grandmother had type 2 diabetes, and one of the things that drives me to do what I do as far as traveling all over the country and speaking about it is breaking the cycle. We can do better than what we do. We need to talk about it because by 2025, 1 in 3 people in the U.S. are going to have diabetes. And it's something that's big, and any way that I can impact this community and nationally, that's what I'm trying to do.
Did you see yourself playing past that? When they told you the story, did you was it one of those things as athletes do, be like, you know what, I'm gonna beat this, or was there this low moment in your life?
No, it was one of the moments where I'm gonna beat this. I was blessed with an opportunity I never thought I would get, as far as going to Auburn and definitely playing in the NFL. And, you know, kind of fought through things during, you know, the earlier times. So whatever it is, Doc, tell me what I need to do. I don't know about this, but I'm not going to, you know, pity myself, and we can get through it. So,
Kendall, good morning. This is Big Kenny. There are 2 different types of diabetes from my understanding. There's type 1 and type 2. Type 2 not only can be prevented, but can also be reversed with lifestyle changes and changes in diet. Is it tough to generate support for a disease that people see as preventable?
It is to a certain degree. To me, it starts in the house, especially if you're the adult that has it, or you have kids that have it. We set the foundation for our families and our kids, and it's really all a mindset with us. And that's one of the things that you just can't make it easy. If you have it in your family, you have a long history of it. There's so much information out there now with technologies, the phones that we have, and any way or another to get it. We just got to find a way to, get it, use it, and really try to make a better lifestyle for our families. But it's all about mindset change. It's really not hard. It's just taking little steps every day just to try to make your life better.
And what is one of the biggest misconceptions of diabetes?
That you have to take your refrigerator and throw it in the ocean.
That you got to get rid of all the sugar products.
Yeah, that's the one biggest misconception. Is people think, okay, once you've developed diabetes, you can't touch anything with sugar in it. And the misconception is that we have to have carbohydrates to live. Your body has to have sugar to produce energy. All it is just cutting your food in half, not eating so much, portion control. And if you're physically able enough to move around, that's what will help you manage your diabetes. I eat whatever I want to eat, but I still work out 3 or 4 times a day. Funny you just called. I just got through riding 10 miles on my bike, But that's the type of things that I'm going to do that until God, stops moving my legs. So that's the biggest misconception. You can eat whatever you want. You just have to eat it in moderation, and that's it.
Now, Kendall, I went to Southern Miss. I've been all over the state of Mississippi from Holly Springs to Pascagoula, and I've never heard of Ripley, Mississippi.
Oh, come on, man.
Where is Ripley? What is the nearest city to it?
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Okay, Tupelo. All right.
The
home of Elvi. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 30 minutes from Tupelo, 40 minutes from Ole Miss front gate. That's it.
And Auburn got you. How about that?
Hey, man, cha-ching, man, cha-ching. Them inner secrets, I told you, we can't tell you everything. We can't tell you everything.
No, I hear you. But I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be able to talk about it, man. I know you guys reach a lot of people, and however way that we can get people involved and at least donate what we do, and the money that we generate does not go to our pockets at all. It helps to fund the East Alabama Diabetes and Nutrition Center. That it helps people pay for gas to get to the classes. It helps them pay for their classes. It helps for buying the medications if they don't have the money to do it. And that's one of the things that we want to do. There's a lot of issues with insurance, and insurance not covering a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And people will sacrifice their health to pay their bills. I mean, that's just the realization of it.
Right.
But if we can provide money for those people to take care of themselves, the ones that really want to take care of themselves, and they can use their money to pay their bills, then that's what we're trying to do. And each year we hope to keep growing and get better at that.
And which year is this, the 4th?
No, this is the 8th year.
8th year, okay.
Yeah.
I heard that. Big Kenny?
Kendall, you just spoke of the Sports Joc Show reaching a lot of listeners, and I'm sure with the statistics, some of them out there are probably pre-diabetic right now, facing type 2 diabetes. If you could say anything to those people right now, what would you want them to know?
The one thing I would tell them, and this is for everybody who's living with diabetes, you have to find a way to make diabetes conform to your lifestyle. There's a lot of rules from the ADA, the FDA, the ADRF, whoever it may be, that the little fine print says do it this way, but we're all individuals. And you have to find a way or another to make it conform to your lifestyle. That's what I did when I was playing, and I had to adapt to the way I was living. And if you can find a way or another to do that and get the right information, you can live with this disease. And especially with type 2, you got to know that there's a way that you can reverse it. To me, that's enough motivation in itself for me to take care of myself, that if I do the right things, I can change this.
Right.
So, that's to me, that's the most important thing, is just to know that you can reverse that. Now, type 1, it is what it is. You just have to live and manage your diabetes, and it's not a rough road. You have to really set that rule in place when it comes to conforming to your life, your type of lifestyle. So that's what I would tell them.
Well, Kendall, from me to you, I will make a donation. I think your golf tournament is going on that Monday, so I'll be on the air. But I will definitely send you something, and I won't throw my refrigerator in the the garbage. But I have a love affair with pork ribs, so long as I can have those on the menu, everything else I can give up. We can give up everything else, but I would definitely get something out to you. Thank you for having the courage to continue your career, and glad to call you friend. And thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity, and thanks for the donation. Y'all guys keep up the good work, and thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Kendall Simmons, 8 years NFL, 2-time Super Bowl champion, first-round pick in 2002 for the Steelers. Me and him played that year together. Great-hearted man. Probably got every nickel the Steelers ever gave him. You think I'm thrifty. He is Mr. Thrift. Somebody be wearing them original shorts that he got from his original year. He is, you got every dollar. Don't let him fool you. You got every dollar they ever gave him. And I think he lives in Auburn, so Kendall Simmons, great guy. I mean, his wife.
So he don't have to pay for anything.
Anything in Auburn.
Auburn alum, he gets everything calm.
We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Primo Ceramic Grills are proud sponsors of the Sports Joc Show and your summer festivities. Here are the top 5 reasons for buying a Primo Ceramic Grill. Number 5, it's 4 grills in one. A grill, an oven, a roaster, and a smoker. No gas or charcoal grill. Number 4, ceramic beats metal every time. Our ceramic shell holds in the heat and helps food retain more of its natural moisture. Number 3, amazing flavor. Our ceramics and 100% natural lump charcoal create juicier food with wood fire flavor. Number 2, it's made right here in America. Primo's the only ceramic grill made in the USA. We are proud of the American integrity and craftsmanship we put into each of our grills. And the number 1 reason to buy a Primo Ceramic Grill? The Sports Joc says so. Primo Ceramic Grill is proud sponsor of the Sports Joc Show. Visit PrimoGrill.com for more details. Primo Ceramic Grills, American made, amazing flavor.
Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious?
And we hold the world ransom for
Wayne Gandy.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Show me that.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
I feel free. I feel free.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. As you know, the Sports Joc Show is coming to you live every Monday, 9 a.m. to noon. We're out of Atlanta, Georgia, and there's nothing bigger in Atlanta right now than the Atlanta Hawks. I have been a season ticket holder for 8 years, so I am wearing my pride outwardly that my Hawks are dominating the way that they are. Everywhere I go, people keep questioning, oh, they're going to start losing soon. Why? Why would they start losing soon? And they never promised you that they was going to win all their games. Just enjoy the winning as it's going. We know there's going to be some ups and downs, but right now we're up. We're the number 1 team in the NBA, surprisingly, because the NBA is a star-driven league more than it is a team-driven league, and nobody is exemplifying team more than our Atlanta Hawks. When you wonder why they're winning, it's been a long time since I've seen a team play as well on both ends as a unit. We have shooting guard, small forward, Mr. Kent Bazemore Jr. on the line, Atlanta Hawks own. Good morning to you, Kent.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing just great, For a team that's youngly, I mean, kind of just being put together, how did y'all get that kind of teamwork so quick?
Because we are, very low maintenance guys. No one needs the ball to, be effective, and it's working for us, and we are playing to our strengths right now. And the front office and Coach Bud and his coaching staff have done a great job of putting everybody in the right spots and letting us work.
You known for your defense. Even last night when you come in with Cephaloshes, it's like I look at the both of you. Like, okay, we about to lock them down. When Coach Bud send these two in, we about to shut all of it down. How much pride do you take in your defensive performance?
Definitely, that's what I hang my hat on, and that's the main reason why I'm in this league is my length, my athleticism, my defense. Never really been a prolific scorer. I think my senior year averaged like 12.5 points in college, so never been one to score points in bunches, but defense is something I've always been able to do, and it just exemplifies the effort you have to put out there, and just going harder than the other guys is what it comes down to.
Well, we were talking earlier, Kent, about the fans. It's been a couple of incidents where fans have kind of crossed the line. Have you ever had a run-in with a fan during a game, and is there anything you feel like the NBA can do maybe to offer a little more safety and respect for the players?
We're human beings as well, and the fans, they spend their hard-earned money on a ticket, so there is some type of entitlement there. Fans say a lot. It's you just take it for what it's worth. Some players use it as fuel. Others, they like to rebuttal, but. It's fun. You hit them with a nice sarcastic comment back every now and again. It's all fun and games to be treated the right way. But some players, can't handle it. But it's the nature of the game. People going to talk, especially on the road. So you just gotta let it go, let it be, and make their day kind of just acknowledge them sometimes, and they get to tell their friends once they leave the game that you said something to them.
Kent, good morning. This is Big Kenny. I got a question for you. I was watching one of the sports outlets, and they gave a statistic that said no one on the Hawks shoots more than 14 times a game. Now, that's some sharing the ball. Was that you yourself said that you are a defensive player, not a prolific scorer, so you're probably used to sharing the ball on the offensive end. Was there anyone on the team that had to be more or less conditioned to share the ball more than someone else?
No. We have our head honcho guys with Al, Jeff, Paul. Our starting five. Those guys, they can really get it going, and Mike Scott coming off the bench. We have some guys that can really fill it up, and if they're feeling it, then it's their night. Then by all means, do work. So we don't really have a cap like. In the timeout, we're like, guys, you got 2 shots left on your total tonight. So, it's just all in the floor of the game, man. The guys take really good shots. We take very high percentage shots, and that's a very good stat.
Corver took 16. Let's pull him out.
Go ahead, Sophie.
Hey, Ken, this is Sophie talking to you. My question for you is, how would you compare Coach Bud to a lot of the coaches you've had within the NBA? I've seen that you played for Golden State and the Lakers, and also in college and life, because I see that you guys always have a lot of positive things to say. What is so different about him that makes you guys be number one?
Coach Bud is a very hardworking guy. He probably, I think he sits home on his clipboard and just, draws up plays like doodling like a kid sometimes, because the stuff he draws up in timeouts is just one of a kind. We always get great shots, and other teams it's tough to prepare. I've seen him twice in my NBA career, and we beat them here last year by a buzzer beater. Then they came out to the Bay Area and gave us a handful as well. Played with Coach D'Antoni with LA, and his offense is he's a great reason as to why I'm here now. He was able to let me go out there and sure I can play. Just get up and down, run up and down, show my athleticism, and worked out. And
and Coach Jackson started it all for me. Allowed me to be, that guy on the end of the bench that, kept my teammates in it, did what I had to do to stick around in the league, not being drafted at all, really wasn't playing. So, he allowed me to, just, be myself and, show a little bit of self-worth.
We're talking to Kent Bazemore of the Atlanta Hawks. Kent, Kyle Korver goes up, dunks last week. Did y'all egg him on to do that, or was that bet between him and Elton Brand for real? What got Kyle to decide he was going to go to the rim?
I mean, I think when a guy that can shoot it that well, a lot of people, really put his athleticism on the back burner. Kyle's he's not a short guy. He's pretty tall, so it won't take him much to get up there. And him and Elton had this running bet. If he would dunk first, or if Elton would hit a corner three first. So I think once Kyle Korver saw the light, the little light, the dunk it, he took advantage of it.
Kent, now, the Braves went to the championship in '95 and won. The Atlanta Falcons have had an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl. And now with the Falcons having a really horrible season, the Braves moving out to Cobb County, all of the pressure is on the Hawks to bring home a championship. You guys have been known to go pretty deep into the playoffs and then never quite get there. Do you think that this could be the season that you guys go all the way?
At the beginning of the year, that's everybody's goal, all 30 teams. And, we've done a great job early on, throughout this first half of the season of, putting ourselves in a position to make that run at the end of the year. And, it's something we really don't really talk about. We just show up every day. Every game, we take it game by game. Like Wednesday, we have, I think, Brooklyn, Friday, so right. It's not, so you don't want to look too far ahead and you get tripped up somewhere by, we just like to be humble in victory and, take it one game at a time, and it's worked for us so far this season.
Oh, come on. Now, that's the company answer. I mean, but what do you tell the fan that's running up on you like, shout it, we need this, shout it, we really need this?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna handle our business when the time comes, but, right now, we just got to, stay focused and that's the motto and the message around the camp right now. It's just, staying focused, not getting ahead of ourselves because, this run has been, remarkable. To see the Bulls go 72-10, back when MJ was in the league is nuts, and this has been an amazing run, by far the best I've ever had, playing basketball, being 37-8, in the best league in the world is no slouch. So it's definitely taken a lot of mental focus, and the guys have been great at keeping a level head.
Well, last question, we're going to let you go here, Kent. You're a former teammate of Kobe Bryant. Can you see this injury letting him go, let him retire?
No, I mean, because with people saying that that's the end of it for him, I think that's going to bring him back. And being able to spend that short amount of time with him, have a few conversations with him, like, even growing up, the fire the guy plays with, his competitiveness, it's his love for the game. I don't think he can walk away like this, just is quitting, because, I mean, he still has, 2 years in his tank. You've seen him this year, show flashes even after an Achilles injury at his age, which is, which age is just is nothing but a number in this league. Your mind is a powerful thing, and you can see him out there still dictating games and still making game-winning shots, still taking over games down the stretch. And I think he'll be back, and he'll be back with a vengeance. So it's just a good time for him to let his body heal and get another year of just healing and working on his game, and he'll be back starting 2015-2016 season.
All right, Ken, thank you for calling in and helping us with the show, and go Hawks.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Kent Bazemore, Atlanta Hawks, shooting guard, small forward.
We got to come up with something. Yeah,
we got to come. Something like that,
no, that's a pigeon. ATL, folks.
Well, I heard you crying loud.
Players Lounge. You have been given full access to the Players Lounge on the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. As we spoke in the first segment of the show, the Super Bowl, Glendale, Arizona, this Sunday, February the 1st, the Seahawks of Seattle taking on Deflategate and the Patriots. We're going to talk much more about that a little later. Right now, a gentleman who got honored at the Hawks game last week that I was attending, and just knowing that we had spoken to him on the show before, and that he is still doing the same thing he was doing when we spoke to him. Winning, that's what Coach does. He is definitely defining how to be a great high school basketball coach and how to win with 6 championships. And I think they only been around about 8-9 years, Selfie, Big Kenny, to win 6 and to be in the Final Four 7 of those 8 or 9 years of existence. Coach Sherman White of Miller Grove. Good morning to you, Coach.
Hey, good morning, Wayne. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. I know you're about to go and teach, but I wanted to see if you want to address these recruiting violation comments that I was no, I'm messing with you. Just trying to line you up, Coach. I don't have
it's all good. It's all good.
But once again, Coach, you're winning. You're top in the states and your division. You're starting to mystify us of how you keep this program. How do you keep these players, regardless of whether they're Division I talent or you just got some good, solid players? What is your secret, if you don't mind sharing it with us?
Well, man, it's all about a buy-in. Our players, they buy into this process, and that's exactly what it is a process. And we explain that to them in the preseason, in the off season, how much work it requires, how much discipline, how much, dedication it requires. And the bricks were laid early by some of the guys who came in when we first opened. That's what we established. And so everyone that, that comes through these doors, they know that, they have to work extremely hard because, the kids kind of take on that pressure from a standpoint of, hey, they don't want it to be on their watch when the championship stops. So, again, it's a buy-in. The kids are totally committed, and they work their butts off, like I say, in and out of season. And, they want to be successful, and that's what this program is built upon, those type of things.
You talked about that pride, and you have certain franchises in the pros. You've had, it's prideful to go to Alabama. Would you say you've built that kind of mystique that players, even when they're in the 6th, 7th grade, know when I get to that level, it's something to be on the varsity at Miller Grove?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, but the kids have all, played a big part of that. The kids, the coaching staff, community, it's becoming a big thing, and so a lot of times it's about our program representing us or making our reputation for us, and the things that we do, and we just try to it really all is a ministry to me. It just happens to be basketball, and it's something that I love, but it's more of a ministry because I'm just trying to be the bridge, or we're just trying to be the bridge to these kids and their goals and their dreams, as they get ready to make their way toward those things. And we just want to be a bridge to kind of get them across to the next point. And so, and while they're here, just try to, download a lot of stuff about life and give them some things that they can get a good perspective on life and what has to happen as they matriculate to the next part of their life.
Well, Coach, I can definitely tell you just being in the city when basketball is spoken of, people ask, how Miller Grove doing this year? And they've never attended it, never been to a game, but it's gaining that kind of popularity for the winning that, you are becoming that bar of what people are measuring their programs, regardless of whether it's 2A, 3A, 5A. How is Miller Grove is a great statement and a great accolade for where you've taken this program. I wanted to ask you, with all that success, how has your relationship with the fans? You know, Dwayne Wade got fined last week for a bad gesture towards a fan. And how are the fans on the high school level? Is it something that you feel like needs to maybe be policed a little more, or from your experience, is it okay?
Well, I haven't had no Dwayne Wayne experiences, but I probably wanted to do some things like that. But I've never been put to the point of actually doing something like that. I think fans are fans, and once you get that in your mind, I do think there's a line that, you know, it's a fine line where, you know, they can't cross over. But I just haven't had, you know, the opportunity to experience that, and I hope I never will, honestly, because I think fans are an intricate part of the game. I think they make up the fervor of the game, so that, you know, when the game is going one way or another, the fans kind of dictate, whether they believe it or not, they kind of dictate the way the game is being played. And so again, that's a tough one. And again, I wouldn't want to be put in that situation. But my fans, our fans, I haven't had, you know, it's more of like a respect thing when it comes to us. You know, they might not like us, but they respect us, and that's all I can ask for from a coaching standpoint, and for my players. You know, just respect us. And I think they do a good job of doing that. They can hate you all the way through the game when the zeros are on the clock and we got more points than their team. You know, it's a hats off respect type of deal. They'll be more mad at the officials than they would be at us.
Gotcha.
Oh, how you doing, Sherman? It's Val. Sophie again. Nice to see you, or nice to talk to you again, actually.
Good talking to you. How you doing?
I'm good. So, 6-time champ, and we have a different team just about every year, or new kids coming onto the team along with the others who stay. Do you ever have to change your coaching philosophy or ways for the teams that come in? I know that the kids always have the same aggression and passion for you to play for you, but do you have to sway your coaching for them every now and then?
Actually, you know, a lot of people, you know, I'm not the old school type coach where we're gonna run the flex and that's it. So whoever comes through, we're gonna run. I kind of build our offense or what we do around our team, what kind of players we have, and it stays the same in some instances, but we do have to make little tweaks and, you know, make adjustments to it, and that's the fun part for me as a coach, because it gives me a chance to do some things differently. Of course, when we had Tony Parker, Brandon Morris, you know, we were 6'8", 6'9", 6'9" up front, and we had all that size, all those Division I guys, and just like basically like a college team. You know, we did some things differently. Now we're more of a speed-oriented group, a more dribble drive, ball screen type of team. And it really flows in with the way the game is going now. It's going more toward ball screens and things of that nature. So, you know, I just try to make the adjustments according to the kind of pieces that we have, you know. And, again, you know, no team is alike, no team is the same. But I can't say, you know, these last couple of years without having the big headliners all throughout the lineup, we've had a chance to kind of do it more of a sharing of the ball and things that kind of make up the game, make the game beautiful.
Coach White, good morning. This is Big Kenny. When you were 5-time champion, I asked you this question. Now you're 6-time champion. I'm sure people are coming at you trying to get you to leave Miller Grove. What are the size of the offers that you're turning down right now? How many zeros are on the checks that they're trying to get to leave Miller Grove? Inquiring minds want to know.
I mean, I've had a couple things to come across, but it's got to be something that's going to be a good fit. I feel like, you know, when you're talking about going to the next level, you got to hit yourself to the right wagon. You can't just go, I don't want to just go jumping out there and there's no kind of stability and there's no kind of, you know, I need just a little bit of stability if I'm going to uproot my family and we're going to do some things like that. And right now, you know, I'm just waiting for that time to come, and if it comes, you know, so be it. But if not, I like where we are as a program. I've been able to get some things going personally with the USA. I'm part of USA Basketball, you know, speaking for Nike at all the different clinics, you know, working all the Skills Academy, LeBron Skill Academy, you know, getting a chance to work with some of the best players in the world as well as some of the best scholastic players in the world. And not to mention the coaches that we get a chance to, you know, intermingle with and work with. So it's not a bad deal. And, you know, winning state championships might get old to some people, but it won't get old to us if we can continue to do it.
We just saw Mark Richt signed a 4-year deal for an extra $800,000, bringing him up to $4 million a year. I'm sure people are trying to get you to leave Miller Grove, but Miller Grove is probably real intent on keeping you there. Have they signed you to a contract extension, or is that something that's just or are high school coaches even under contract the same way?
No, it's not like that. It's year to year.
I better get you an agent.
Yeah. You know a good one. If you know a good one, let me know.
Well, I put some money up. We can make a movie.
That sounds good. Yeah, we got some credible stuff to be able to do that kind of stuff with.
Well, Coach, before I let you go, two things. How the recent guys that you've sent to the next level, how are they doing?
Doing well. Keith Fickney's playing a lot for Tulane. We got a couple kids in junior. One kid that went to junior college, he's averaging maybe 18 points, 12 rebounds, doing real. James Walker. And then we got a kid at Norfolk State he got redshirted this year, so he'll get a chance to get out there next year. And we got another kid in junior college out in Kansas that's doing real well. So our kids are, starting at Tony Parker at UCLA, and Kyrie Hamer over at Campbell. We got guys that are having some really good seasons, and all those guys come back and they work out with our kids in the off season, and they talk to them and they stay in contact. If we lose a game, I get more calls from the alumni kids or the kids that've been through this program more than I do with the present kids, because they're very much involved. They keep up, they keep track of. So it's just like they're there, and that's big for our guys. Stephen Hill came by last week. He plays for, just signed a new contract with the Carolina Panthers, and he came by last week and got some shots up with the guys and talked with them after practice. And it's just big to be able to have that kind of camaraderie and have that kind of brotherhood. And it's a big family. And, it's more than just a program. It's a family.
Okay, Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot real quick, 10 seconds. Who's going to win this Super Bowl coming up on Sunday?
Seattle.
He said that with a lot of confidence, though. It was kind of shaky. All right. All right.
Yeah, I like Seattle. I like the way I like their brashness on defense. I'm a defensive guy.
I heard that, Coach. Well, congratulations, Coach, and hopefully I can get out this year and watch y'all play without having to go to the state championship and see it. I can just come locally. But thank you, Coach White.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Coach Sherman White, Miller Grove High School. We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
And now, back to the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Before I bring on my guest, Coach Scott Ratliff, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. Just want to make sure I tell you all, go by a Taco Bell and get your free taco biscuit. They're giving out free to anybody that drives up a taco biscuit. Just want to make sure you get your taco biscuit. Taco Bell, the taco biscuit. Taco Bell and the taco biscuit, yeah. On Cinco de Mayo.
Because nothing says Latin culture like the biscuit.
Thank you, Big Kenny. You see what I was coming at? Like,
Jose, we need to have a fiesta. Let's get something to eat. What would you like? You like the tortas, the tortillas? No, let's have some of Mama's homemade biscuits. Oh, just like she used to make when we were growing up on the farm. Mama never made biscuits on the farm, Jose.
Thank you for getting it. I'm trying to figure out.
Mama never made biscuits. How did we get the taco biscuits? Who help me? When does ground beef, seasoned ground beef, lettuce, cheese, and tomato on a biscuit make sense to you? Somebody in Taco Bell's advertising department is sitting at home like, Mama, I'm for real. They pay me for this stuff.
I was wondering how long you were going to connect what I'm saying.
Mama, they actually paid me for the idea is what I'm telling you. And baby, you don't put no taco on no biscuit.
And you to me, it's a slap in their culture because you're releasing it on Cinco de Mayo for free as though it's a thing.
Listen, no.
It's not really a thing, the taco biscuit. That's not giving any homage.
But when you look at the connection, the same dude that invented the taco biscuit has a brother that invents Floyd's mouthpieces. You know what I'm saying? And they're sitting around like, dude, we are geniuses. We need to keep finding stupid people to buy our stupid ideas.
Oh, man.
And if you buy a taco biscuit tomorrow,
No, they're free. Go in the morning, you get your
you are a racist fatty. That's what's wrong with you. You are racist and you are a fat slob because you are willing to go to Taco Bell and get a biscuit.
Yeah, I don't want biscuit with my taco.
Can I get that taco biscuit? You got some mild sauce.
Here on the Sports Joc Show, you know we like to venture.
Really quick, what goes with the taco biscuit? How do you wash it down? I'd like a taco biscuit and cerveza, please.
I guess that's,
Some tequila. I need a shot of tequila with that taco biscuit, man.
This is a mirror. I don't know what we're doing. But tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. Somebody, one of y'all, please go out and get the taco biscuit and let me know how it tastes.
Look at it.
Raise your hand. Who's going to get the taco biscuit? Who's going to be the volunteer? Okay, I knew you would. Go, let us know. Take a picture when you bite it. See what's in it. And you get some habanero honey sauce with it, dipping sauce. These people are crazy. That is the craziest
because
thing right
there
now.
are some times when you wake up for a taste for habanero honey. I didn't even know that existed until now.
Here on the show, we always like to try to find all sports to recover. They found a sport that I know very little about, but I do have a gentleman on the line who knows everything about it. GAC, a school that I know very well. My daughter attends there. Coach Scott Ratliff, who is the varsity lacrosse coach, the assistant varsity lacrosse coach. Good morning to you, Scott.
Hey, good morning. How we doing?
Good morning. Are you going to get you a taco biscuit?
Oh, yeah, you know it. That Southern culture mixed with a little Spanish culture.
Yeah. Southern culture mixed with Spanish culture. In California, they call that illegal immigration.
Well, Scott, bringing you on the show has enlightened me into something I had no clue even existed, which is the Major League Lacrosse team. They have Major League Lacrosse. I did not know. Who knew? How long has this been around?
It's actually, this season is the 15th season. So
15 years. Wow.
Yeah, it's been around for a little bit.
And who is y'all David Beckham? Do y'all have a David Beckham of the Major League Lacrosse? Is there a person that we should know?
Well, yeah, there's one guy. His name's Paul Rabel. He's kind of, I guess, what you'd call the face of the sport. He's got a lot of big time sponsorships. Financially, he's kind of one of the few that can pretty much make a living just as a lacrosse player. So I know he's got Red Bull behind him and GoPro and some other big companies. But the sport's growing, and that's part of the challenge is getting more of the players' names out there and growing the popularity.
And you yourself play for the Boston Cannons.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, how many teams are in the league?
Right now there's 8 teams. I believe they're looking at expanding this off season to hopefully go up to 9 or 10, and that's kind of been in flux. In the 15 years, there's been up to 12, 13 teams at one point, and down to 6, I think. So I think kind of probably like any professional sports league getting started, there's a lot of change and different opportunities for growth. So either way, though, I definitely enjoy it and think it's very good for the sport.
Paul, good morning. This is Big Kenny. The NFL draft was just this past week. Does lacrosse have a draft like that? When does it happen? How many rounds do they have? And is the first round draft pick usually taken from college? Do they select people from overseas? How does that work?
Yeah, so they do have a draft. They do it around Christmas time, maybe December or January. So they're picking players who still have to play their senior season in college. So you get drafted, it's spring sport in college, so you get drafted right before your senior season. And then the Major League Lacrosse is a summer season, so basically right when your college season ends, you could play in a college game Saturday, and then let's say you lose and it's the playoffs, you could play in a pro game the next day on Sunday. All the draft picks do come from, or for the most part, actually, I think there was one Australian taken in the past draft. For the most part, they're all, college players from here in the States.
And so with them having to play their senior year, there is no 2 or 1 and done. You can't go be a lacrosse outstanding player and then just say, okay, I'm leaving college and declaring for the draft.
Right. Yeah, and you wouldn't want to do that anyway because, you know, with the way that professional lacrosse gets paid, you're gonna want that college degree.
We're talking to Scott Ratliff. He's the assistant varsity lacrosse coach at Great Atlanta Christian. Scott, looking at football and over the last couple of years, how people have talked about all the concussions and things like that. What is the rate of concussion? Because there is great opportunity to run into each other, correct, in a lacrosse game?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a physical sport. You know, you're not getting like the wrap-up hits like you are in football, but there are a lot of body contact. I mean, I'd probably compare the physicality more like hockey in terms of kind of hip checks and a lot of shoulder hitting. So from my experience, I don't think I've had any recorded concussions playing lacrosse in my career. You know, there's certainly an opportunity for it, but I think it's probably a little less of a risk than playing football.
Is it one of those sports where you get to, say, high school and then you just go out for it, or is it a sport where kids already come there knowing how to play it?
No, it's definitely something that's starting at the youth level. Down here in Georgia, it's a little bit newer. It's very popular in the Mid-Atlantic, up in Baltimore, and then up into the Northeast in New York and Connecticut and a lot of those states. But no, it's massive at the youth level. At a lot of the schools here in Atlanta now that have kind of established programs, you're seeing very similar to football. They're starting with youth teams. So, you know, at Greater Atlanta Christian, for example, you'll have your junior Spartans, and they're playing 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then coming into the high school season. And in terms of building a program, we're trying to kind of follow the same footprints that football uses, where, you know, they've got guys in their junior program learning systems and offenses and terms that they want them to have when they show up in high school. So that's kind of part of the challenge of growing the sport and what we're trying to do at GAC and really, I think, a lot of schools across the state.
Do you have a lot of football players that come out for the team? I think somebody do some research real quick while he's answering this. I want to say that Wilt Chamberlain and maybe Jim Brown were lacrosse players back in the day, which is very interesting because they never really say that part of their lives. But one of those two, I think, were lacrosse players.
Yeah, Jim Brown, and he actually is part owner of the New York Lizards, which is one of the professional lacrosse teams. He's kind of definitely a big name in the lacrosse world and is always supporting. You definitely see a lot of overlap with football players. Football being a fall sport, lacrosse being a spring sport. You know, it's kind of a great way to stay in shape and, you know, develop some different hand-eye coordination and different skill sets. I went to a high school at Walton High School over in East Cobb, and one of my teammates was Chase Thomas, who went on to play football at Stanford, and I believe is with the San Francisco 49ers now. So he was a great lacrosse player as well, and I think as the sport grows, you're seeing more and more of those guys that are starting to play both.
Yeah, I used to work out over at Walton sometimes.
Paul, you mentioned growing the sport, and you spoke of some of the challenges. Lacrosse has always been seen sort of as an elitist sport, a sport of the rich and privileged. How have you been challenged with trying to somehow minimize that image, or does it even matter that people look at it as an elitist sport?
No, that's definitely true, and I think that comes from the sport's popularity in private schools, and it probably starts up in the Northeast. It's, you know, the prep schools and a lot of the private schools up there are some of the kind of national powers. But, you know, truthfully, at its roots, lacrosse is a Native American sport, and it's the oldest sport in American history. It was used
something else the white man stole from the Indian. Outstanding.
Hey, I wouldn't say we stole it. The best player in the game right now is actually an Iroquois National, so I prefer to just say we share it with them.
Yeah, and then tomorrow they'll have the wampum biscuit at Taco Bell. You know.
Well, yeah. So anyway, it's a challenge. That's definitely part of the culture with it, and a lot of the perception that people have. You know, my experience around it is there's certainly an extent of that, but I think as it continues to grow, you're seeing it, you know, pop up everywhere, and not just at the private schools, even in the inner cities and different places. And I mean, that's great for the sport.
Well, Scott, thank you for calling in. And now, Big Kenny, we got a lacrosse connect that we can call on to help us learn a new sport. I'm all into learning new sports.
Exactly.
I'm a little too old. I might have to be the goalie or something. I can't do a lot. They do too much running in lacrosse.
My son plays lacrosse for James Madison, so
oh, really?
I'm somewhat familiar with it, but I still don't know. You know what I mean? just looks like him playing a lot of sport with his white friends.
Thank you, Scott, for calling in.
Yep, no doubt. Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach Scott Ratliff, Great Atlanta Christian, who has a great lacrosse team. I think they've won the state championship 2 or 3 times over the last maybe 5 years. So 888-926-7562. We'll be back with more of the Sports Joc Show in just a second. Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. It's been a wild past 4 or 5 days in sports. As I said, the NFL draft. Did your team get its favorite player? Do you feel confident the guy that you drafted now can put you over the top? I definitely here in Atlanta would have liked to see the Falcons draft Todd Gurley. They went with a project, which most of these players are projects because as you can see in definitely professional basketball and in football, a lot of early entries, a lot of people leaving after their redshirt sophomore year, which means that they're limited in their ability or knowledge of the game. I mean, when you look at Jameis Winston, he played 27 college games. Now, he was 26-1 in those games, but that's all the football he's played in his college career. And when you throw that against someone like a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, who were there their whole time. A lot of your greats were in college long. So a lot of people don't like to give credit to that. But I feel like certain things that you're trying to remove once you become a pro, those junior and senior years in college removes them for you. So if you'd have asked me, I would have sent Jameis Winston back because regardless, I felt like he was going to be the first-round pick because of his size and, he can make all the throws. But he has gone. There has to be a learning curve, and I think that's why you see so many first-rounders disappear. It's like you can't even remember these people because they're not ready for the league, and the league don't wait. They don't wait. That's the thing. They
Cupcake.
They go find the Julian Edelmans from some little college somewhere. Hey, and put him at receiver, and while you're trying to figure it out, he's out there performing, and next thing you know, you're sitting in front of somebody's facility with a faith tent. And
asking, can you get a workout? And that's the thing. A lot of what they also lack in skill set and preparation on the field, they also lack in maturity and willingness to put in the work and willingness to listen to someone who knows and humble themselves in an effort to learn. They want to go in and be the man right off the bat when that was the college atmosphere. You go to the NFL, all of these dudes are super fast, super strong, and super athletic. You're thinking about your Pac-12 conference and how you were a beast. And this is the NFL, man. So
it doesn't wait for anybody. Speaking of coaching and speaking of education, Big Kenny, we have Coach Bryson Worley on the line. He's the Gainesville High School head men's golf coach. He's also, Big Kenny, the assistant principal. And he also, Big Kenny, is the assistant athletic director. A man of many hats, or he just doesn't like to spend time away from the school.
You must be Jamaican, man. You have many jobs.
Mr. Bryson Worley. Good morning to you, Bryson.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you.
I got a lot of titles. I'm pretty busy.
A lot of titles. Which of these 3 jobs at the school is the hardest?
Depends on the day. I would say probably assistant principal is probably the hardest one I'm on. I like all of them. I like being around kids, or I wouldn't do what I do. So they're all good.
Right, because I'm quite sure the golf players are a little calm, but when the little tough pickup truck guy come into the office, you want to choke him, and you have to keep yourself calm, though.
That's right.
It's okay.
You definitely learn that.
Coaching golf in high school, how hard is it? Are the players? My daughter plays tennis, and she went to the school already playing tennis. Is golf like that or that where the player already comes, or do people come to the high school and want to join the golf team and never really played the game?
I think it depends on the school. At Gainesville, school's been here a long time, got a long-standing tradition of golf, so it's here the fact that the kids kind of come kind of ready to go, and we're involved in our middle school program and even younger than that here. You may have some schools where kids are just getting involved, and you just have to know that as a coach going in, what's the skill set of my feeder program and those types of things, and kind of go from there. But there are definitely schools where kids are just coming out for the first time and trying to learn the game. It's kind of hard to do in a tournament situation, if you're putting them in go throw them in a match or a tournament. It's kind of hard, kind of fix the plane while it's in the air type scenario. It's kind of hard to do that. You want them to learn as much as they can before they get to that point. But, as long as they're getting involved and getting introduced to the game, I think it's always positive.
Coach Worley, hold on 1 second. My producer is saying we're going to call you right back. The connection is going in and out on our end. Is my mic still hot? No, okay.
Once again, proof that this is a live show.
How would I know that my mic is still hot? Y'all looking at me like I didn't say anything. It's always y'all fault. If y'all remember that, never mind.
Listen, because we don't push buttons.
Because I don't push no buttons.
We don't push buttons on this end. We just, they don't even let us touch the mic. They just tell us to talk.
This is just a prop right here. It's not even going on. I'm still a pen and paper over here. This is just a prop.
You gave away all our behind the curtain secrets now. Magician not supposed to. They don't know that these are empty laptop cases. These are just cases with no screen.
Coach Worley, are you there?
Yeah, you got me now?
Yes, there you go. You've had a lot of success in high school. 7 championships as a team, 8 individual championships. How hard is it to get a scholarship in golf out of high school?
Yes, it's actually pretty hard. The good players are going to get taken care of. I'm lucky enough to have one now that committed to the University of Georgia as a sophomore, and golf tends to happen early, but there are a lot of golf's a pretty hard sport, especially at the tournament level, and there's a lot of really good players in the United States and even now, across the world that are coming to the United States to get scholarships. So it's pretty competitive, and it's hard for those college coaches because some of these kids are late bloomers and, they may go unnoticed for such a long time. So it's definitely difficult, especially those guys that want to go or girls that want to go to the Division I level. There's just such a big pool now, and just not so many scholarships, but it's still doable. And if you set your, sometimes I tell my guys, if you set your expectations a little bit lower than University of Georgia or Georgia Tech, you may end up a little bit better as far as more offers and even happier. So,
Coach Worley, this is Big Kenny. 7 team championships, 8 individual. How many Division I schools like the Georgia Techs and the Georgias have been knocking on your door asking for you to come coach at the college level?
It doesn't happen like that. I wish they would, but you kind of have to get into the college. The kind of way the college deal works is you have to kind of get in there and pay your dues, and that's just something I haven't done. I've enjoyed the high school level and enjoyed the program where I am, and love where I live. So that's a big part of it. But down the road one day, I wouldn't mind maybe exploring that option, maybe in a smaller school, and go from there.
Coach, do y'all work out as a team? Do y'all have like some kind of training program, or?
Yes, we actually do. We work out in the mornings, and then depending on the time of year, what we do and what each kid needs is pretty individual because obviously Tiger kind of set the bar, late '90s, early 2000s with fitness, and now if you're not in shape, you're so far behind, and not just in shape but moving well and strong, and the game's a power game now, just like a lot of other sports. So, yeah, we definitely have a strength conditioning program to get those guys and girls ready. So.
What is the size of a golf team and the supporting staff? How many coaches, how many players travel to these tournaments?
Typically in high school golf in Georgia, you play 5 or 6 players, and they count the best 4. This is guys. The best 4 scores that day is the team score. Girls are 4 count 2 scores or 3 scores. And I carry 12 guys right now. I have a lot of times I'll try to enter in 2 teams in a tournament. We play all tournaments, and then I have an assistant with me that travels. So we've got a good 14 person group traveling. So it's it's kind of an undertaking to take 12 high school kids, 5 or 6, 7 times during the year across the state and across the southeast. So it's kind of an undertaking, but it's good.
Coach, last question before I let you go. Have you ever had that raw player? You always hear about it in football, basketball, even baseball. The kid didn't pick up the bat until he was a junior in high school, or he never played football until he was a senior, and next thing you know, he's leading some NFL team. Have you ever come across a case like that? A kid never even really played golf, never been on a golf course until he was 15, 16, and then he went on to actually become one of your top players?
Not for me necessarily, but there was a guy at Georgia Tech named Kyle Scott. He's from South Africa, and I, make a long story short, got to know him before he transferred from West Florida to Georgia Tech. And in South Africa, I think he grew up playing baseball or cricket or something, who knows, and then he graduated high school and just kind of played golf for a little while and ended up getting good enough and earning his way to the United States and West Florida, and then kind of grew from there and ended up at Georgia Tech. Now he's playing professionally. And, there are definitely cases like that where guys, great athletes have earned their way. But, tournament golf, PGA Tour is so hard. You're going against guys that have been playing tournament golf their whole life, and it's a hard nut to crack, that's for sure.
Are you a fire and brimstone type coach, or are you the players type coach?
I got a football background in college and things, and golf too. But I used to be a fire brimstone guy a little bit more, but now I've definitely mellowed out as I've gotten older, and just really try to understand and develop relationships with those kids, and figure out what each kid what makes them tick. I feel our coach, my assistant, and I joke all the time that we're more psychologists than we are coaches. You're always trying to little psychology tricks to make the kids comfortable on the course or under pressure and those types of things. But it's definitely a challenge every day.
Yeah, I don't think that Nick Saban approach will work on a golfer. You can't just go out there.
and then later they have to come in the office and see you as vice principal. Huh?
Yeah, they better not come see me. That's well.
I heard that, Coach. Well, thank you for calling in and helping us with the show.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Coach Bryson Worley, Gainesville High School head men's golf coach, assistant principal, and athletic director. So you people that don't have no job, hey, take that. We'll be back with more of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
A week ago.
It was all a dream.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. It is Monday. It is in the 11 o'clock hour. We like to thank Mr. Vonnie Holiday for coming in. Good friend, as I said, 15 years in the NFL with the Packers, Arizona, Miami, the Washington Redskins. Man, I had to face a couple of times across the line. Thank him for coming in, looking well still. Doesn't seem like he has CTE at all, moving around.
Is that a strong concern when you see friends that you hadn't seen in a while that you played with back in the golden days of football when you played? In the day of the leather helmet and the actual metal spiked cleat.
In the Chinese calendar, the year of the egg.
Yeah. I think that we all probably look at each other to first and foremost see if you gained any weight.
Right.
Would be first.
Michael Sams is sure checking for that. Oh, you done got fat?
How you're walking to see how healthy your legs are, and probably the third would be, do you still have any money? Are you
all the things we look for.
So I would think those are probably the three things. But Vonnie, who's always been a good guy and smart player, even though UNC never went to class,
right?
Seems like he has done well.
When I run into all of my friends I hadn't seen in a long time, my first question is usually, "You got out?"
How long you been out?
when you come home?
I thought you were gonna say, "Did you take the honey bun?"
No, bro. We know before we go in, no honey buns, dude. We sugar free.
Well, for the Sports Joc Show, we always try to kind of live on the edge in a sense and bring stories to light that people sometimes overlook. And we definitely love anything that's about competition. As I said at the beginning of the show, I went to a lingerie football game on Saturday. They have changed it to the Legends Football League up in Gwinnett Center, the Atlanta Steam. We had Richard Brown, a graduate of Morehouse, who has been in the Olympics. He told us his story of losing a limb and still rising to become a great track runner today. If you have been listening to the last couple of shows, we have talked about a very interesting competition. We know here it's kind of fading away. A lot of beauty pageants have faded away, at least the popularity of them. They used to be huge when I was a kid. It was like, who's going to be Miss America? Who's going to be Miss Universe? It used to.
Before internet porn.
But a couple of weeks ago, I reported on an interesting competition that none of us knew about. And that's why we like to bring awareness to it and things like that, because people are out here living their dreams, still showing you that regardless of what happens, you can still get up off the mat and become something. We have Miss Leslie Peoples in the building. She is Miss Wheelchair Georgia, and I know some of you are like, yes, y'all have talked about this, and it's just more interesting to me because you never know what's going on behind doors, and you think people in this situation would not even want to probably be a part of something like this, because you're, I guess, if you're not having hard times, you're very sympathetic, and some people, just like we learned with Richard Brown, they're not looking for you to be sad for them, but to understand that you can still get up, make life, even out of sad situation. Miss Leslie Peoples is here. She is Miss 2015 Georgia Wheelchair. She will be in the 2015 or 2016 Wheelchair America. Is that correct? She has a bachelor's degree from Fort Valley State. I know who was on here with the book from Fort Valley? Tyrone. Who was at that time?
Tyrone Poole.
Tyrone Poole, my friend, Tyrone Poole.
Yeah, great friends. Can't remember. Who was that? The guy from yeah, he's my buddy, my cousin.
Tyrone Poole, Fort Valley State graduate, played in the league about 12, 13 years.
Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champion, yes. She has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Yes. And now she is getting her master's in clinical rehabilitation. Yes, okay, see.
Nice.
See, that's I like to test myself, because I thought I had to drop off in CTE, and now I'm back. But I guess that's how it worked, right?
I was a huge fan till I found out criminal justice.
Well, good morning to you, Ms. Peoples.
Thank you for having me.
You know, or you two met last night at the United Negro Fund. Is that what they call it?
No, we actually didn't meet. It was the United Negro College Fund.
Hey, wherever you coloreds gather, it don't get specific.
They still have that?
Yeah,
I
it was a wonderful event. It was a really nice event last night.
Oh, okay. Where was it held?
The Civic Center.
In the cotton field? No, man, I'm just joking, man. They work on the indoors now.
Who was
Shifty Sheriff over here?
Talk to me. I've never been to that.
Well, you tell them about it.
Okay, basically the night it's an Evening with the Stars. It's an award show for children who receive scholarships through the United Negro College Fund who attend HBCUs, whoop whoop, Fort Valley, and basically they were just handing out money all night.
Really? And nobody called me.
Well, that's why you didn't go, because you don't need money, and I didn't go because they didn't want me to rob the money.
So I was there with my mom. Both of us need money.
Yeah.
They know who to invite.
Okay. How many years have they been doing that? I know. I remember it was in it's kind of like the beauty pageant. You remember watching that, and now it kind of fell
Right.
off, like Lou Rawls, and
Right.
Lou Rawls and the telethon and stuff. Lou Rawls still do the telethon?
But
Yeah, I think
this has actually been going on continuously. I think it's just, they've publicized it.
Yeah, they've been doing the UN.
But then it comes,
Yeah, they've been doing the UNCF since they's beating black folks coming across the bridge. You know what I mean?
So you were there. It was a great evening.
Yes.
I take it. Okay.
Yeah.
And y'all didn't meet. You just saw each other.
We didn't meet, but the host or the warm up comic who came in between was kind of giving shouts out to different people.
They locked eyes.
Exactly,
And she noticed her, and she noticed her.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 women sizing each other up. They do that though.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah. She got that 2001 bag. Y'all ain't that what y'all do?
Oh goodness.
That was last year's weave.
Some of them, not all of them.
Right.
Some of them.
Well, Ms. Peebles, thank you for joining us. Wheelchair
Yes.
pageant.
Yes.
When you say that to people, I would imagine they are surprised.
Always. I guess the biggest thing that people don't realize is people in wheelchairs do exist.
Okay.
A lot of people assume that, oh, they're in a wheelchair, they're just homebodies, they don't go anywhere, they don't do anything. But that's a really big common misperception that people like me and other people who not only do pageants, people are doctors, people are lawyers, people in wheelchairs are out here in America. And for some of us, we just want to do pageants. We feel like we have a reason or a season. It's time to show it. So for me, I love talking to people. I love, naturally God made me beautiful. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
So why not, why not
Flash.
advocate for other people? Why not be that little hope for, the next little girl who feels like, I don't know what to do with myself, so I'm just going to sit at home. No, baby, stand up. You have a reason. You are beautiful. No matter your disability, you are able. So that's why I'm out here to advocate for other girls. And it's a lot of us out here of the brown complexion that don't do anything. We feel like, oh, beauty pageants are, for other girls. No, it's for every girl. It doesn't matter. So that's why I'm here.
I'm so glad you're here. Because this one right here, she brings none of that good old. She coming here and talking about she want to choke people on the plane.
No.
She talking about she want to kill people on the plane this morning. You bring us. So we're gonna go to break. We're gonna come back.
It's beautiful to see that even in a wheelchair, you stuck up enough to say you beautiful on the radio. You know what I'm saying? I love that about you. We gonna connect real strong.
We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show and Miss Leslie Peebles right after this quick break.
More of the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Atlanta Olive Oil Company is this week's Sports Joc of the Week sponsor. Located at 1133 Huff Road, Suite F, Atlanta, Georgia. Visit them this week for samples of the Sports Joc Oil of the Month, Black Walnut BV. Atlanta Olive Oil Company is more than just a place to buy gourmet-infused olive oils and balsamic vinegars. It's a unique gathering place for tastings and intimate settings. Located at 1133 Huff Road, Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta Olive Oil Company, proud sponsor of the Sports Joc Show.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. I'm sitting here with the funny man himself, Big Kenny, and the beautiful and lively and sometimes violent Miss Erica Ash. We have a special guest in the studio, Miss Wheelchair Georgia, Miss Leslie Peebles, Big Kenny, Erica. Before Leslie, if I have this correct, there was no Miss Wheelchair Georgia.
There wasn't. The state of Georgia is an independent delegate state, which means that they didn't actually have enough candidates to actually run for a pageant. So it kind of went off the application process. But this upcoming year, I will be the state coordinator for the state of Georgia. So there will be a Miss Wheelchair Georgia pageant.
Now, when is the Miss America Wheelchair
The Miss Wheelchair America pageant will be held on July 27th through August the 2nd in Des Moines, Iowa.
Kind of random. Des Moines, Iowa. Is there a reason?
Well, every year is a different location.
Okay,
so.
okay. I thought maybe that was the birthplace of whoever started it.
Well, they can focus because there's nothing else to do there. Let me ask you this: How did you get started in wheelchair pageantry? Like, how did?
Actually, after my injury, I was actually told by somebody like, "Oh, you're really pretty, and to be in a wheelchair." And I was kind of offended by that. And I just didn't understand, like, why would you say I'm pretty because I'm in a wheelchair? Why aren't I just pretty because I'm a pretty person? So clearly some people didn't see me, they saw the chair. So I said, okay, well, what do other people that are pretty in wheelchairs do? So I just Googled, what about pageants for people in wheelchairs? I pulled it up, and long and behold, there it was, Miss Wheelchair America. So I said, okay, well, if I'm pretty to be in the chair, let's see if I'm pretty enough to stand up with the rest of them. And there it was.
Huh. Now, I'm sorry. How did you?
No, go ahead. Monopolize the show.
Yes.
This is me and her. We're having a moment right now.
Thank you. You lost your time when you decided to get smart with her.
Yes.
Y'all go ahead.
Oh, because I'm coming back. You can believe that. Y'all get it all in now. I'm coming back.
And let's see, was it June of 2013? I was in.
Hold on 1 second. The mic keep going out. Is it back up now?
Mediocre producer strikes again.
Go ahead.
Strikes again.
Okay.
Strikes
Can you
again.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am. There you go.
In June of 2013, I was involved in a fatal car accident. I was traveling on a 2-lane highway, and a minivan who decided to drive the wrong side of the road to go around a dumpster truck drove. I was coming up a hill. They were coming up the other side and ran head on into my vehicle. And the driver of that vehicle, she passed away on impact. And I had a fatality in my vehicle, and I was left paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh my goodness.
Having read that story before you got here, I know a friend of mine who was in a car accident and they woke up paralyzed. And the most difficult part was when they told him, in fact, sometime later, because they let him believe that maybe he'd recuperate, but later they finally told him that he wouldn't walk again. He said it was difficult to learn that to have had two people lose their life and you be paralyzed. Did you feel like you were the lucky one in that situation?
Not in the beginning, because the passenger who was in my vehicle, she was 16. And at the time, I was 23. So I felt like if there was somebody who deserved to live, why not give it to somebody younger than myself? I've always been a very unselfish person. So when it comes to life, I felt like she deserved a chance. And she didn't get that chance because somebody else was selfish enough to drive on the wrong side of the road and take it away from her. So I guess I don't know if I'm going to sound, I'm blessed, period. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful to be here. So I guess
Hold on 1 second. So, because we're having a little technical difficulty with her microphone right now.
Right.
There's a lot of static in it. I know that the last accident I was in, they didn't believe I was 15, so they thought I had a concussion. I got out the back of the truck, and I was in the truck in the back of a pickup, and this was not a king cab. We ran into a tree. I had to kick the window out. And for about 2 hours, they kept questioning whether I was 15.
Because he was freakishly large as a child.
Yeah.
And the last accident I was in, I got a wife and daughter out of it. So things happen.
Mic was back on. Were you in any kind of pageant before the accident?
never.
Any kind of cheerleading?
I was a varsity cheerleader.
Okay.
I did do competitive cheerleading in high school. In college, I did study criminal justice, so I had the aspiration of wanting to be a medical examiner. And right before my accident, I was transitioning into medical school. Then I got in my accident, and then everything just changed from there.
And now you want to get into clinical rehab.
Yes. After going through rehab at the Shepherd Center here in Atlanta, I was actually able to interact with some of the other patients. And it's kind of hard when you go through a therapy type setting with somebody who's a therapist, who's an able-bodied individual. And you sit there and they say, oh, you know, how are you feeling today? What are you going through? You really don't understand what I'm going through. You really don't know how I feel. So I felt like, why not give myself the opportunity to help somebody else who does understand? Why not sit across the table from somebody else who has been in the same type of accident as myself? So I feel like I'm a much better candidate for that, I guess, opportunity than somebody who's an able-bodied therapist of some degree.
How long did it take you to accept once you got the news that you were going to be paralyzed?
I don't accept it.
Okay.
If you believe it, it'll happen to you. If you believe something different, if you believe that you will get up one day, you will. It's a mental thing. I think paralysis is what it is. It paralyzes you. It makes you think that you can't do something. But if you want to do it, you just have to have the willpower to do it, period. Even if it's different. Like the word disabled, it doesn't mean we can't do it. We're just differently able to do the same thing anybody else can do.
Gotcha. Go Big Kenny.
On the pageant circuit, we hear a lot of talk about women in pageants being catty and bitter and mean towards each other. Is it the same on the wheelchair pageant circuit? Are there some real bees on wheels?
That's actually a good question, only because, I mean, I would assume that he was being funny at first.
No, I ask good questions. I'm a radio professional. Excuse me.
I'm going to go fair
It
to
happens
Midland.
from time to time.
I'm going to go fair to Midland on that. But no, just because people, you know, everybody's so much more grateful for, you know, being...
Well, most of the wheelchair pageants, they're not necessarily beauty pageants. They're abilities pageants. Who can be the best advocate for people within the disabled community? So for the most part, I can say everybody is really welcoming and warm towards one another. But there's, you know, there's always probably one or two.
Miss North Dakota. She always,
you know,
call them out on the show. We know.
I mean, you just never know. Maybe somebody who's in a power chair, she might want to roll my foot over. You know, we hope not, but you know,
you don't. He'd be like, ha ha, I ain't even feel it.
Right. You know, I didn't feel it anyway.
She rolled over your foot, and everybody be like, "You got the juice now."
They are profiling in wheelchairs. I heard that.
But it wasn't like a quick transition. And I'm asking you this for the benefit of other people out there who might see your story and be, you know, positively influenced by it. You know, how long has it been since your accident, first of all? And the second part of that question is, how long after the accident did you kind of get the idea to start doing this?
For me, it was almost instantaneously. Before my accident, I've always been a very strong-minded person. I've never settled for less than anything than perfection. So when I was told I was paralyzed, it didn't register to me at first. Because like, you know, y'all said y'all been in accidents and you walked away from, I had a cut, bruise here. So for me, when I said, oh, I was in an accident, the first thing I'm thinking about is, oh, my car is going to be paid off. Oh, I'm going to, you know, get me this nice new Jeep Wrangler. It didn't register in my mind that, you know, a new reality is about to hit me. So when the doctor said, oh, you know, we're sorry, ma'am. You know, they say it in the worst way possible. They don't tell you in, you know, this heartfelt manner, like, oh, you're, you know, sorry, you're going to be paralyzed. They wake you up out your sleep and say, you know, you may never walk again, but we'll teach you how to roll in a wheelchair.
What has been the biggest transition? The one thing that you find was the hardest?
The hardest thing for me, I will say, is allowing other people not to feel sorry for me. Because a lot of people look at you and they, like you said before, they feel a sense of pity towards you. They feel like, oh, I'm so sorry you're in a wheelchair. I'm not sorry that I'm in a wheelchair. I'm sorry that other people in wheelchairs don't show you how fabulous our lives really are. Because just like anybody else, we're fine. Just because we're a little, we may sit a little differently, our clothes may fit differently, but we are normal people. So.
Are you dating? You roll around with anybody?
Well, you know. I'm out here on the scene, I'll say that.
I love it.
I'm saying because she's a beautiful woman. If you're watching the Sports Joc show, she's a very beautiful woman. So I had to ask. I didn't see a ring on your finger. And,
no.
And she's educated.
Yeah. She talk real straight.
It don't make a difference. I'm not even. But when you said.
But we know why in your case.
Why, Big Kenny?
That's for another show.
Well, we're going to go to break. When we come back. If you have a moment to hold on, we have one more segment of our show. 888-926-7562. GoFundMe, is that what you want me to read? Because he loves to put stuff and think I read his mind.
I need money for my campaign.
GoFundMe, she is $595 away from her goal of $2,000. I'll read the rest when we come back. I don't know how to read computer. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. A lost art, R&B music, dead to some, still alive here on the Sports Joc Show. Real quickly, before we continue our conversation with the beautiful Miss Leslie Peoples, you know what? Forget all that other stuff right there. Don't even worry about that stuff there. We done with all that stuff. Let's talk to Leslie. We can. NBA playoffs start Saturday. How about that?
How about it? And the news in that is that the Hawks will be participating. That's the news story, is that we're actually in the lead for once. So.
Just to catch you up, Ms. Peoples will be in the 2016 Miss Wheelchair America pageant in Des Moines, Iowa, July 27th through August the 2nd. How many participants are in this pageant?
This year there will be 28.
28. Okay, so we got a couple of more states to get right. Maybe Ron Paul can get them going. You know, with Hillary, somebody. Ron. I know what his name is.
Ron Paul. It don't matter. Hush your Republican mouth. Leslie, what is the grand prize of winning the Miss Wheelchair USA pageant?
Well, for one, you get the title of Miss Wheelchair America. You receive your, official crown and sash of Miss Wheelchair America. You're able to go around the United States doing advocacy work, doing personal appearances, going around. Hopefully, we're trying to get into the White House this year. If I do make it, that is my goal, to get next to President Obama and basically be the best advocate, try and change laws, try and get things amended. A lot of places aren't wheelchair accessible depending on when they were established. So basically, get out there and change the world.
You a Delta?
Yes.
Okay, Ruth, I'm the bruh. So I didn't know that.
Oh, you don't ask the questions.
Whatever. Okay.
Speaking of.
Right on. We're going to have to take one of them Greek love pictures together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with the dog in the middle.
You said something really powerful. He asked you how long did it take you to accept it, and you said you don't accept it. So when you say that, are you hoping to one day be able to be on two legs again, or is it just a mentality that you're saying that you don't accept?
Both.
Okay.
For one, my injury level is very low. I'm an L3 spinal cord injury, so I guess most people don't really know the body until something happens to it. So for me, the lumbar is the very bottom of your spinal cord. It's only 5, L1 through 5, and I'm L3. So for me, my injury level being so low, I do have the ability to utilize a lot of my body parts versus someone who may have a C-level injury who isn't able to use majority of their body. So for me, I have the ability to still move my legs. So as long as I strengthen them and continue to do physical therapy, I am able to stand. And then once you're able to stand, once my quads get stronger, I'm able to, make steps of forward progressions. And eventually, with the assistance of walkers, I use crutches, with braces on my legs, all kinds of assistive technologies that are out here, I am able to walk.
Okay. I like that.
That's good.
And at some point, you'll be able to shed it.
Hopefully, with that's all in God's time. because your spine and your nerves take a really long time to regenerate. If your nerves, for my injury, my nerves shot out of my spine. So for me, at my injury level, all the nerves at the L3 vertebrae were disconnected. So all the feeling from basically my waist down is gone. So, but they can regenerate, and there's so many stem cell research projects out here that I really do feel in time somebody's going to find it, just like the cure to cancer, somebody's going to find the cure to paralysis, and we'll all be up here running again.
Right.
How did your family support? How was that when you went to them like, Mom, Dad, I want to be in the Miss Wheelchair pageant?
They thought I was crazy. My mother, it's just me and my mother and my sister.
Okay.
And I told her, I actually didn't tell her at first because I said, okay, well, if I don't win, then I don't even want to mention it because I lost. And I don't believe in losing, so I didn't tell anybody. So then when I was selected as Miss Wheelchair Georgia, I told her, and she was like, oh, that's so cute. You know, you decided to make yourself up a pageant. And I tried to tell her, like, no, this is real. And she was like, yeah, okay. Right. But then eventually when she researched it and she saw how many the pageant's been in existence for 44 years. Oh, wow. And when she saw it, she was just floored by it. And now she's involved. She's my personal PR agent in her mind. She's my momager, as she wants to call herself, but she doesn't do anything. but I love her. I love my mother, but that's her role.
I have two questions.
Yes.
One, are you able to have children?
Yeah, our bodies work just like everybody else.
Okay. You sounded like you want to have a baby with me the way you said that. Like, yeah, you want to have a baby, and we'd make a cute kid.
She said you got a 401k.
I got 36 OZs. You can believe that. We still gonna get this money. Don't make no difference. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna get this money. This my point. That's not what I want you to take away from this conversation. I also want to ask, do you still do the girly stuff, like go get the pedicures?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess for people with paralysis, you really have to watch your bodies because you don't have feeling in certain areas. So your body's more susceptible to injuries and you not notice them. So especially with our feet or our legs, our blood doesn't circulate the same anymore because you're sitting down, majority of your day. So you really have to be very careful when you do things like pedicures and things of people touching your legs. But it's all possible. You just have to be very careful.
What about day-to-day activities? So, for instance, I noticed you came in by yourself.
Yeah, I drive.
You drive?
I drive. There's assistive technologies out here. I have hand controls in my car where I have one side for my gas pedal, one side for the brake.
Oh, nice.
Why not an electric chair?
For what?
Okay.
If you don't need it, why get it? If you are able to move your arms, push yourself, because not only is that giving you your own physical therapy, you're actually motivating yourself to want to do better. If you're in a power chair, by circumstance, that's different, for people who are unable. But people who are lazy, they decide, oh, well, I'm just going to get a power chair and move my finger around. But if you push yourself to be in a manual chair, you're actually giving yourself therapy every day by pushing your arms. You're building up your muscle tone.
She's a Delta.
There you go.
And all of those able-armed people in wheelchairs have just been called lazy.
No.
Hey, so all of you losers out there who could use your arms but won't.
Right.
I mean, well,
I like that fighting spirit. Yeah.
If they can, like, I think
if you can do it, if you can do it,
I think it's the equivalent of people who just won't go to the gym. Like,
Yeah.
you can, you just won't, and then you sit around and scream at the TV about who should play what on the field.
Do you? I don't know if you have an answer to this question or not. Most of the women that are in the pageant, do you know if they've always been in a wheelchair, or some of their stories are more like yours?
I think everybody may have their own different stories.
Okay.
It's abilities pageants of all different abilities. People who may have spinal bifida, or people who have been in accidents, or people who have born with birth defects, is a different variety of different reasons, and we're all different injury levels.
How does the age range? Is there
well,
age
it's
range?
for 21 and up.
Okay.
For the Miss Wheelchair America pageant, but different states have state pageants, just like the regular, Miss Georgia pageant. They have Little Miss Georgia teen. They have Little Miss Wheelchair Georgia, things like that.
When you finally got out of the hospital, got in your wheelchair, and started traveling around, did you become more aware of how limited access we allow people in wheelchairs here in the United States?
I have, and I'm always honest. So when I used to go around and maybe go to Target or something, like, oh, let me just park in a handicap spot right quick while, I run in the store. I really didn't understand it until I was in that position myself. I didn't appreciate, it's a reason why this spot is up here for somebody who really needs it. And it kind of aggravates me now because I see people and I just sit in my car and I wait for them to move. And then they look at me when I finally get in there like, oh, I feel bad. Right. I shouldn't have been there. It really gives you a whole new outlook and perspective on life.
You've obviously never run into me in a handicap spot because I'd be like, whatever.
Don't ever move to Florida.
Let me find you.
You'll run into me.
Let me find
real
you.
hard.
Don't move to Florida because all the handicap spots are taken down.
What's going on with this flirting between the two of y'all?
I am not flirting with her. I am openly
we are glad that you came.
Making remarks. This is no subversive. Yeah.
We are glad that you took the time to come and
Thank
go
you
on
for
the show.
having me.
Put the GoFund. You started this.
Yes, I started a GoFundMe page to help me raise my money for my campaign. Each candidate has to raise a certain amount of money to go towards our travel expenses and pageant expenses. So my goal is set at $2,000, but I'm hoping to exceed it. I'm hoping. So I've set it up. It's GoFund.me/MWG2015. Stands for Miss Wheelchair Georgia 2015.
Well, for you taking the time to come on the show, I'll give you the $595 to reach your goal.
Thank you so
How about
much.
that?
Because the Sports Joc love the kids. He's a good guy like that. Free football camps. GoFundMe.
At least you can say you made the goal.
Yes, I truly, truly appreciate it. You have no idea.
And thank you for letting us experience your beautiful spirit. Hopefully some of it will fall on Erica Ash.
Yeah.
All my Star Wars are beautiful. What are you saying?
Thank you, boo.
And we going to smoke one after this.
If I hadn't ran out of time, I had an ocean candidate right there. But thank you, Miss Erica Ash, for coming in today. For the Funny Man, Big Kenny, Miss Leslie Peoples from the Sports Joc. Pay your taxes. Enjoy your Monday. We'll see you next Monday. Peace.
Damn, this love I have inside.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. It is April 13th. It is Monday morning. It's 10 a.m. If you're just tuning in, you missed Fresh Balls. That was on deck earlier in the show. We would go back, but ain't no need of going back to some balls. We had people getting strangled on a flight. We also talked a little Tiger Woods and how UConn women's get no love when their 10th title last week. One thing over there, Massengill, was the funky white boy the DJ? Because he keeps saying, who is play that funky music? Oh, the guy singing is also playing the funky music?
Yes, he was white.
Oh, okay. I never knew who was he telling was he in the stand? Yeah, we'll get it straight later, funky white boy. I used to hear that when I was like 2. That's when I was 2 it came out. When I was 2. Well, I'm glad their mics are off over there because they would have been like 2000 BC. That's what that's the local joke around here. But one of my good friends has just stepped into the studio. We're gonna welcome him to the show in just a minute. My mediocre producer has given me his bio and gave me his whole name. I'm trying to figure out why he never told me his whole name. He has a pimp name too. Dimitri Giovanni Holiday. I mean, I see why you go by Vani. He's too muscular for Giovanni. You just can't tell when you're 6'5", 290 cut up. You can't be walking around talking about I'm Giovanni. You have to go by Vani. because that makes him sound hard, criminal-based. Vonnie Holiday. But my man Vonnie Holiday is here in the studio. This is where I'm supposed to act like nobody's in here but me and the two producers, and these other criminals aren't around me right now. Vonnie, if you don't know, this is our new stripper, Miss Erica Ash. She works the Satellite Stage 3 at Cheetah every Wednesday from 11 to 5. To her left is Smoke 3. Smoke 1 is Le'Veon Bell. Smoke 2 is LeGarrette Blunt. This is Smoke 3, right over there, Big Kenny. But good morning to Vonnie Holiday. Can we get another round of applause to my...
When you said she stripped, he started laughing.
Why did that
she was like, why is he laughing? Like he gave her that. No one would pay you.
He gave a head throwback laugh, like,
No wonder she's doing radio.
Can we turn this mic on, please? Thank you. Mike, hold on.
I need to stand up. He hadn't seen my gifts. That's what it is.
Your gifts?
My gifts.
Hey, we ain't seen your gifts yet. I mean, go on, unwrap them then.
Because I really was mad how they cut away from you in the bathroom. I thought you was going to live on the edge like Holly Berry.
No, I'm not ready for my Oscar yet.
I'm sorry, Vonnie. I try to find better help, but these guys keep showing up. Is
that us? There we go. No disrespect. Not that you could not be a stripper. I mean, I would go down to Cheetah on Wednesday if I had free time and come see you.
So what he's saying is you can get a couple dollars for it. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Big Kenny.
Well, let me introduce you, both of you. Vonnie Holiday, first-round pick, 1998, played in the league 15, 16 years. He was a Playboy model. In 99, he did a spread with Jill Scott back in
Was Jill Scott even out back in 1990?
He went to UNC. So the first question I'll let you ask him: did he go to class? You know, they make classes up at UNC. Look,
Auburn.
Yeah, we known to be crooked. I mean, I accept that.
You're right.
He not only did he go to the class, he designed it himself.
And Vonnie, this is Miss Erica Ash. She is a classical ballerina. She has also been on Broadway in The Lion King. Most recently, she has been on Hollywood Husbands and Survivor's Remorse, where she plays our favorite character of a lesbian on there in that new show. And she's in town filming that right now. For you people that have stars, add that to your package. My mother. You got 10 days before I come home. You better get that cable on. Tired of coming there watching them 2 stations, and then you be mad why I don't come home more because you don't turn on the air conditioner and you don't have 2 stations on your TV.
Okay,
Spam a lot. Yeah.
Whoa there, Tiger.
Every time I go home, I ask, what happened to the cable? Well, you know, I only watch.
You want me to come? Do you want me to come?
Hey, that's better than my mom. My mom has all the channels because I pay for them. She has everything. I would trade with you anytime.
No, my mom liked to give the money to the casino. But we'll talk about that after the show, mothers and all that. Well, Philip Buchanan said his mom tried to charge him $1 million when he got to league. She said he owed her $1 million. He's a cornerback out of Miami for raising him.
Wow.
As soon as he signed his contract, he's writing a tell-all book or something about it, which I thought was interesting.
Well, let me apologize to my mom right now for giving you a hard time.
and you complaining that your mom got all the channels, your mom only got 2. My mom opens the curtains and watches people get robbed for entertainment. Okay, that's what's going on. She watches the homeless guys freeze to death for her entertainment. So,
but Vonnie, thank you for coming in and helping us with the show.
Thanks for having me. You were talking about my name earlier, Dimitri Giovanni. When you're a big 6'3" at the time, 6'4" black guy coming out of South Carolina, a little small town, you cannot go by Dimitri Giovanni. I mean, you would get laughed out of the classroom. And so I was that kid that got to school early to go talk to the teacher to let her know, do not call my full name in class. I go by Vonnie. So just
oh yeah, Vonnie's way more manly. You know?
Vonnie. At the time, I didn't know. You know,
Dimitri sounds almost like one of those Italian gangster
like I can't believe it's your butter.
Yeah.
Like,
right,
when I think of your
right.
name, I think of like a long-haired white boy who holds a butter tub.
You didn't realize that it affected women like that till you got older. You know what I mean?
Until I got to college.
Right,
yeah,
right.
So now you let them call you Dimitri?
I will.
Okay.
I will. I still go by Vonnie.
I think
but
your name is sexy.
Thank you.
I
do now.
Personally.
I do now.
Look, she's still trying to get that stripper money.
Hey, this is not one of those shows.
You're not trying to make a little
Matchmaker
connection?
and The Bachelor and all that stuff.
Sorry, your name sucks. How about that? I can't compliment the man on his name.
And don't let the Sports Joc tell you that they don't have love connections on this show. If I told you the number of, well, I'm gonna let that go.
Well, I wasn't looking for one anyway. He got a ring on it.
Yeah, I'm rocked up. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He does have a ring on.
Yeah.
That's
the first thing I peeped.
I forgot to tell people that when they asked me about it.
He said,
I missed that part. No, I'm messing with you.
He said, I'm rocked up, and all the drug heads got excited. Like, well, hold on. He rocked up. He's going to get some.
Well, Vonnie, Troy Polamalu, retiring. Greatest safety ever? I had this debate in the barbershop.
He is absolutely up in the top, I think, 3. I don't know if he's the greatest ever. I mean, he played the game. He reminded me, and a lot of people might not remember this guy, but Leroy Butler of the Green Bay Packers, I think evolutionized the safety playing in the box, being so effective in the run game, really mixing it up. Troy Polamalu was a guy with great instincts, tremendous speed, just the cerebral part of his game. People underestimate that, his ability to adjust on the fly and to sometimes just on a gut just go make a play. I mean, it drives defensive coordinators crazy, but when you make the play, you know, everybody's applauding you and excited about it. And that's what he was able to do. I talked to guys who played with him who said, you know, he was supposed to be back covering the deep third, and all of a sudden he's in the box making a tackle for a loss or sacking the quarterback.
I think that was one thing when I watched him play he had in common with Junior Seau. They were one of those players that even when I go to block Junior, he broke all the rules because it's like, well, he can't go in here because he has contained. There's no way he's going to go in this A-gap because there won't be anybody out here to make the play. He goes in the A-gap, he makes the play. I'm quite sure the coordinator is over there like, no, yes, yes, that's going to help me get a head coaching job, even though I didn't call that play. But Polamalu, 12 years in the league, 8-time Pro Bowler. If you know anything about the Pittsburgh defense, it's centered around that safety position that he plays and the linebacker play. It always has been. You just never knew it. And he played that position to a T. I thought 2 years ago he probably would retire. He came back, you know, bought him some more of that. What commercial he does for that hair? Pert. Is it Pert?
It's not Head and Shoulders?
Well, I haven't used
it.
I think it's Head and Shoulders. Yeah.
Is it Head and Shoulders?
Is it Head and Shoulders?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Pert.
Pert is
it's a shampoo.
Shampoo, right?
Yeah, it's what does people?
I'm the wrong person to ask about shampoo.
People still make that? That's the Pert is the shampoo with tussin.
I haven't washed my hair since '81. I just
fair enough.
It goes with the rag. Everything just gets washed with that same old rag.
Time they made a bottle of Pert.
I'm the same way, man.
Yeah, it's the same rag. You just keep wiping it.
And she's saying that like Pert isn't made anymore, and I'm sitting over here like they don't sell it anymore. Maybe that's why I can't find it on the shelf.
You used to use Cornhuskers lotion too.
You know I did. That's why I got those silky smooth heels now.
Yeah, you ain't needing lotion in Florida. You don't need lotion at all. We didn't buy lotion. Yeah, just walk outside, you lather up, and you're good. You're good.
I may have been the only guy in Florida to buy lotion. I had cocoa butter. And the time you walk outside, it was time to take a shower again. I would walk into a restaurant, sit at the bar and eat, and the lady, man, you smell like chocolate.
Even bacon.
Well, when you got guns like that, you have to cocoa butter them up.
Is that what it is?
Hey, this ain't that kind of show.
Yeah.
Remember, you already said.
I don't get to make a love connection, so you don't get to make a love connection either.
Hey, I'm Brittany Griner, and I'm gay. We're going to go to break.
Gee, Brittany, we didn't know that.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, speaking of gay, Michael Sam got voted off of I can't say that. That's wrong, too. But he said he was, though. Oh, okay. 888-926-7562. We'll talk about the guy that got kicked off of Dancing with the Stars when we come back. Mr. Vonnie Holiday, Vic Kenny, Miss Erica Ash, right after this.
The 20th annual Wayne Gandy football camp is coming to Haines City, Florida, featuring hometown hero Wayne Gandy. This free football camp is for kids aged 5 to 16 and includes a cheerleading camp featuring Cheer Girl Entertainment cheerleaders, free T-shirts, and lunch for all participants. Your kids will get instructions from NFL stars, autograph sessions, and more. To register your child, call Andrew Williams at 863-221-9190.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. We left you. We were talking about Michael Sam. I found out I can't group him in. He probably would like that.
Group and gay. Group him in with the gay guys.
Michael Sam, as you know, the former Missouri Tiger. That's the only title I'll give him. All that former, he never been no NFL. He did get cut off of Dancing with the Stars. I guess his buns, as they said, didn't keep him on the show. We have his exit. Is that him? He bleached his skin? Oh, no, there he is.
Michael and Peter.
You had a chance, Michael, to share your story, share your message. What did you get out of this experience?
It was an awesome experience. I mean, please give my partner Peter everything. She was amazing. I had a great time, awesome experience. I want to thank Dance with the Stars. I want to thank everyone here to come out and support. It was awesome, had fun.
That's Michael Sam being voted off of Dancing with the Stars.
Wait, I got a question. So we can't say gay, but his partner can be named Peter. Where is this country going? I mean, what I'm saying, the man has got his boot on our neck, and he's missing all of this most important information. We wasting time with words like gay. Just let us say that, because if he can partner with a Peter, we can say gay.
I think if he can do any of those exploits, like I said, he should go do a show on Bravo with E.J. Johnson. To the hard way.
What is the politically
That's what they should call
now?
To the hard way.
I mean, what do you say?
LGBT, right? Is that what you said?
So everybody got to be categorized into everything. That's the
that
thing.
sounds like a sandwich. Let me get that LGBT extra meat, okay?
I messed the letters up. Is that right? LGBT?
Yeah, they definitely.
I'm going to need that foot long, no, okay?
He must have been a terrible dancer.
Listen,
because the community's strong. I mean,
they're supposed to be a rhythmic people. That's what I'm saying. They're supposed to be a rhythmic people. And I know that they're a strong community. They support one another, as Vonnie was saying. So I know they was all on the phone like, do that, do. We going to vote for you. And then for them to turn their backs on him. But the MTV Awards did come on, so maybe they were all looking for Amber Rose or something. I don't know.
Well, Michael Sams has been voted out the NFL. As you know, a couple of weeks ago, he went out for the veteran tryouts. He ran a slower time a year later. What can you say to get America to accept that Michael Sam is not on par with other NFL talent? I keep trying to get people to understand that you can't play defensive end running a 5-1. It's just not. Who are you going to catch?
I mean, you're absolutely right. And the problem is, and people get caught up in how someone played in college. He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year 1 year, and okay, that's great. But how many guys go from college and can't make the transition to the NFL? Hundreds every year. It happens all the time. And Michael Sams is no exception. Great story, yeah, a great story. But unfortunately, he didn't have what it takes to be an NFL player. I mean, you're talking about the elite guys in football. There's only, 1,900 jobs?
Yes.
How many schools are out there? There's thousands and thousands of players coming out auditioning for these jobs every year. And you have the guys that are already in the league, and then you got the guys that are trying to come in. I mean, the numbers just didn't work out for him. And he doesn't have the talent. He just doesn't have the talent.
And that's all I've been trying to get people. It has nothing to do with his sexuality. It has nothing to do with anything that it doesn't transfer. No, what you do in college, you see it even in all sports. That guys you've never heard of. Who've heard of James Harden? Yeah. Nobody heard of James Harden, but you know his name now. I mean, when he dropped that 35 on you every night. But we didn't know about him. I'm quite sure it was a ton of guys drafted before him, but you knew of. And now, because it is another level, and everybody, just like Tim Tebow, and you can go on, from Charlie Ward, who won the Heisman when I was coming out,
right?
Who accepted, I won't be able to make it, so I'm going to go play basketball.
Right.
The same thing with Michael Sam. Because you was a defensive player of the year in college doesn't make you an NFL star. Big Kenny.
I wonder, how is it that you get not picked up by a team in the rookie draft and then go to the veterans draft? I mean, how do you try out as a veteran when you didn't make it as a rookie? How does he even qualify as a veteran?
I think it was another open trial that the NFLPA, and with him being labeled gay,
right?
They're not going to try to put in any kind of fight to say he can't do it, because they're going to say, oh, he should get special treatment, or, this is what we're talking about with the NFL. And I keep trying to tell you, the NFL, for a long period of time, they don't care. As long as you were not actually convicted. This is the new NFL. Think about it. So you can still do stuff. The old NFL, them guys, and I mean, the guy who was on my team was convicted of being a drug kingpin. Right. He still played that whole season while he was on trial. I mean, they don't care about that kind of stuff. So,
don't we have a great justice system? No, I'm just saying, we got the greatest justice system in the world. When you can sit up there like, yeah, I be moving them packs. All right, do dope boy sweep on 3. You know what I mean? Just, everybody knows what's coming, and it's just I don't know. But the whole Michael Sam's thing, man, I think a lot of what is going on with him is in an effort to popularize the story of overcoming prejudice against sexual preference or sexual orientation, and they need another poster person now because all of his little efforts are starting to dry up.
Well, the NFL is about that green. They're about money. They don't care what color you are. They don't care what you did off the field. If you're, like he said, if you're not convicted, you're going to go out and you can make plays, you can run that ball and find the hole and gain yards and score touchdowns. That's all that matters. And with you were talking about Michael Sams, I mean, that veteran combine, it's a new deal. It's great for veteran players, but at the same time, it's about that media is driven. It's about money.
Right.
So bringing that story in adds a new element, more viewership. I mean, they're smart.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
NFL be in the meeting room like, all right, this is what we gonna do. We gonna get the old dudes and the Tinkerbells together, and we gonna let them compete. And what I'm saying now, you had a little Tinkerbells and them pink shoes, and the old dudes will be on that Metamucil. It's gonna be good TV. It's gonna be good TV, man. Think 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah, the NFL will always be. They will only change when you complain. The rules they put in place, now they run the campaign with the domestic violence. If you had never said anything, they were never going to put some kind of charter that said you got to be thrown out.
I mean, that's the same way it is with most sports.
Exactly.
Think about basketball and the guy with, the whole nappy-headed host thing. That wasn't the first time he said that. Every sport is like that. Every career period is like that. Politicians, preachers.
But maybe something good can come out of some of these missteps, because when Don Imus called the Rutgers girls basketball team nappy-head hoes, the next time you saw them on film, they was laid. You see what I'm saying? All of them had the butter. I'm not. Am I lying? No. They all were laid down. Hair on fleek. Hair was on fleek.
They even got that baby hair.
They had everything laid down. Everybody was looking.
Little baby hair.
They were professionally coiffed.
On Saturday, no bigger name in the league right now, Johnny Manziel let out of rehab after 10 weeks. Is this a true issue for Johnny, you think? Alcoholism or whatever he went in there for? Nobody knows really what he went to rehab for. This is some of the Browns you feel put on him, or Roger Goodell, or you think Johnny really raised his hand like, yeah, I got a problem?
I think Johnny's a young guy, and so for him to say, yeah, I have a problem, I don't think that's how it happened. I think it was maybe more of an intervention with his family, the Browns organization, saying, hey, look, we drafted you. We want you to be our guy, and you're squandering this opportunity. I mean, you're going to let us look back on this. You let yourself down. You let your family down. It's time to rein this in and get it together. I was sitting there watching the news with my wife and my kids, and it came across the bottom of the screen, Johnny Manziel out of rehab, and show how long he's been there. My wife's like, what the hell? I mean, why would you go to rehab for so long? I mean, that was a long time to be there. Most people go to rehab for a week or two. They say, hey, I'm good. Let me back out. And then you have a relapse, and then you can go back for another 2 weeks. But he's been in there for 10 weeks.
Yes.
So hopefully he's cured. I don't know if he was in there just vacationing.
He's not cured. He got out yesterday, called me like 20 minutes later, and was like, roll up. I like, you know what it is. And you know what I'm saying? And we went to go see Michael Sam's dance. It was just what we do.
I was thinking the same thing. 10 weeks is what are you in here for? I thought it was a 40-day thing.
That's a long time.
You've been in there since January 20th or something. Like, that's a long time to be in any
But
rehab.
it could be really, really comfortable in there. So, you know, he probably stayed for the spa aspect.
But those severe addiction issues when you have to stay past the 4 weeks that they generally ask a person to stay for observation and rehabilitation. So maybe Johnny just wanted to save his job because somebody was like, bruh, you're going to end up like Tim Tebow. And he was like, I need to do something. But just saying I'm sorry wouldn't work, you know, because he's done so much. He can't just go, hey, man, I be tripping.
Because he's basically spent the whole offseason. Yes. I mean, it's time to go. It's, you know, a lot of NFL teams go back to their spring camps and things like that this month. So he spent all that time. I don't know if he was working out or what state.
in rehab?
Did you work out in rehab?
It's a lot of time. Yeah.
They got light weights, though, because, you know, drug addicts be thin. He ain't in there throwing up 350 off his chest or nothing like that.
But he is out. Hopefully this time around. He's only been in the league 1 year.
But there was nothing specified. So what? He had all the addictions. Was he addicted to everything?
I think it was just fame. I think that we don't want to take credit as the media and realize that you're going into these college campuses and you're putting 18, 19-year-olds into fame, and they're losing their way. It's like a child actor. We've seen how many examples of how they just can't handle it.
Brittany, Lindsay.
Yeah,
and it's fame on steroids now with social media.
Social
and all
media
of
has
that.
changed the game.
I'm
glad that wasn't out when I was coming through.
Social media has allowed regular people who have not actually worked to get the fame that these
And so just imagine a guy that's famous
to get it.
actually being famous.
We're going to go to break and come back. More Funny Holiday, Big Kenny, Miss Erica, Lesbian Ash, and the Sports Joc right after this. No. Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. In a minute, we're going to bring on Hawks forward. And at least in these playoffs, has been their most consistent and best performer. They call him the Junkyard Dog. We have to figure out where that comes from. Is that a reference to the old wrestler? It's a Junkyard Dog. I don't know. Amari kind of cut up. Junkyard used to have a big old gut and looked like he always looked like he was 60, even when he was 25.
But you ain't want none of the JYD. You get in there and he make you bring your lunch, and then he eat it.
He was a colorful character in the dime of colorful characters.
Yes, he
the
was.
JYD. But I want Amari's only 28. Would he even remember?
Yeah,
the Junkyard Dog like that.
His time.
You
But I mean, I'm
like
sure
that?
he had some. I'm sure he had some uncles and some you know, dad and
They just
and
threw that on
granddad.
him.
Yeah, and they probably used to sit him around in the living room and he'd watch wrestling with him. Then you know how
and didn't even know what he was watching.
then you know how grown-ups do. They make the kids do the moves. Hey, boy, he got him just like JYD. Look at it.
Yeah, or try to put you in the figure four. Like, man, this thing hurt, man. What you doing? This is real. This is about the only thing that actually does work outside of the punching. But Damari Carroll, the Hawks, Wednesday night against the Cavs, they have a big task in them, especially if our man Kyrie Irving is healthy. But Atlanta was 3-1 against the Cavs during the regular season. You kind of have to spin that a little bit because remember the Cavs, their squad has changed basically. I think 2 of those games, you're looking at Kevin Love and Mozgov. Kevin Love and Verjao were starting. And now you have 2 new starters. What is it? Yeah, 3 new starters because now Love is out. So they'll be playing against a team they're not as familiar with as they were as far as starting lineup and rotations as they were during the regular season. But it should be a thrilling season. I will definitely be there, ready. Got to go find me a couple of red shirts. Everybody keeps getting mad at me. Where you red at? I'm like, okay, I only have like one red T-shirt. I'm sorry. Most of the teams I played with wore black. I mean, I don't wear a lot of red. I just look like Kool-Aid. I don't look like the Kool-Aid man.
Next time they ask you where your red shirt is, ask them why their red shirt's so new.
Is DeMario on the line?
You just started supporting the Hawks.
He's gonna call in.
I've been here
Is he
week
there?
after week.
DeMario, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, brother?
Good morning to you. DeMario Carroll, the star forward for the Atlanta Hawks. We were trying to figure out where the nickname came from, the JYD, the Junkyard Dog.
It came from my uncle, man.
That's what Big Kenny just said. Your uncle gave you that name.
Yeah, he gave me that, man. He just called me one day and said, man, you need to play like you're in Junkyard Dog. All right.
Did you? Did he get it from like the wrestler's name? Was that his favorite wrestler or something?
That might have been. I don't know. I never asked him. I need to go and ask him.
Well, congratulations, man. It's a step forward in the right direction. The furthest the Hawks have been, I think, maybe ever, or in the last 45 years. The Cleveland Cavaliers are coming to town. Where you been hiding all this offense, though? You've been laying in the weeds. You went from about 1 point a game to 30 points a game. Where's all this offense come from?
Man, I just been working hard, especially on the summer, man. But offense, I always had offense. I just pride myself on defense. And when the opportunity came, I just wanted to display my offense. But you got 4 guys in the starting lineup who can fill it up too. So, you got to get in where you fit in.
Do y'all ever talk to each other? Y'all almost like Jedi tricks out there. Y'all run that system so smoothly, but you never see a lot of pointing and yelling. Is it that sequence that y'all almost can think for the other player?
Yeah, we just know what we're supposed to be, and guys know each position like it's their position. So, we know where we need to be and what we're supposed to be. So, Paul Mills could drive to the goal and look for the school, shoot a layup, but he gonna know I'm gonna be in the corner if he need an outlet pass. And same goes for Jeff Teague and Kyle Korver. So I think the biggest thing for us is we understand the system. It's our second year in the system. It's not even like our third or fourth year. It's our second year, and I think we're only going to get better.
All right. Big Kenny?
DeMar, good morning. This is Big Kenny. A lot of people that I hear talking about the Eastern Conference Finals talk about surprise at the Hawks being there, I guess because over the past season we hadn't had a player with a fancy name like the Truth, or we don't have anybody on the team we call the King. What do you attribute to the Hawks' blue-collar work ethic and just showing up and getting it done game after game?
I think first and foremost, you have to give management, the upper management, their credit. They went and got a lot of high-character guys, a lot of resilient guys who don't care who gets the glory. And also they got guys who got a chip on their shoulder. So, you got to give them a lot of credit because they brought guys in like that. So, but we really don't care about who's the best player on our team or who's going to get the most awards. We just care about winning, man. And if you win, the old saying, if you win, everybody gets love. So that's how we go day by day doing.
All right, now Al Horford came through his clutch the other night. Them Spanish dudes get a little funny after they get a little shine on them. If he start acting like he want to go solo, let us know.
No, not Al. He's Al's man. He's been big for us, and having him back this year has been really big. But he came up big for us last game, and that's the beauty of our team. He'll come up big last game. I played pretty well the game before that, so we really don't care. As long as we get that W, we good.
Now, Paul Pierce hits the shot in the corner, possibly to send it to overtime. What's your thoughts?
Man, I just said, man, this guy's ridiculous. it almost looked, I thought it was, I'm like, man, this got to be fake. So I didn't believe he made it again. That's like 3 games in a row he's made a clutch shot at the end. But, you know, that's what they call them truth. You know, guys who don't care if they make it or miss it, and they just shoot it with confidence every time, those usually be the guys that make those shots.
Now you go from covering one future Hall of Famer and the truth to probably guarding the King. How is that going to be different for you? Will you change your routine? What is it that, you know, other than age, and Paul is like 10 times slower now, is the same mindset? Is there a different strategy playing LeBron than it is someone like a Paul Pierce?
Yeah, I think it's more. I think for me it's more keying in, and I'm used to keying in on guys. And you know, last series Paul Pierce wasn't necessarily their best player, you know, due to his age. And you know, it was John Wall, and Coach switched me to John Wall last game. So I think I'm better at keying in on guys and, you know, harassing them the whole game and doing things like that nature. And Paul Pierce, you know, he got away from me a couple of times this series just because I wasn't really keying in. I'm trying to help everybody else, and then he just spotting up shooting. So LeBron is different. You know, ball's going to be in his hand. He's going to be more like a John Wall. He's going to be a facilitator. He's going to be a scorer. So I think it's going to be better for me just to be able to key in on him and not really worry about playing principal defense and helping my teammates in certain natures, because I got one tough test myself.
I heard that. McKinney.
DeMar, you spoke earlier about the squad having a chip on its shoulder. We talk here from time to time on the show about coming to a Hawks game, and it seems almost as if there are as many or more visitors' jerseys in the stands as there are Hawk jerseys. Is that part of what gives you a chip on your shoulder, trying to prove to the hometown crowd that you guys are worth getting behind and supporting the way that they support these other teams?
Oh yeah, but at the same token, man, you got to give the fans their credit. This year they've been superb. You know, like last year I could see more New York fans or Chicago fans, but this year it's been all Hawks fans. I really didn't see too many opposing team fans, but it might change in the playoffs. But at the same token, you know, they've been really big for us, especially the home game when we were down by 9. You know, they kind of rallied us back into that game. So, you know, the fans, they come along, and you know, Kyle Korver always tell me, man, we win, the fans gonna come, so we just got to keep winning.
All right, DeMar. Well, good luck starting Wednesday, man, and thank you for calling into the show.
No problem, bro.
All right.
Good day.
DeMar Carroll, forward for the Atlanta Hawks, as he said, which is even me being a you know, offensive lineman in my career. I used to hate when the backup came in for the star, because I was so focused on all week I'm going to be blocking Bruce Smith.
Right.
Bruce Smith. I go to sleep thinking Bruce Smith. I wake up, and then they'll send some dude in, Big Kenny.
Right.
This dude, like
you checking the depth chart, like this dude is fourth string.
And I think that's what he was saying. Is it's easier for him just to know I'm going to be on this guy, and I don't have to do that flip-flopping or look behind me to try to give help, because I'm going to be situated on LeBron and where LeBron goes. And you see a lot of cornerbacks like to do that. They like to follow the same receiver no matter where he goes in certain games, even if it breaks the pattern of the defense, because they want to do that all game because they want to get used to that person. And going back and forth sometimes can throw you off.
And to the non-sports professional, they would think, wouldn't you rather have the backup than LeBron on the court? But
I haven't watched any film of this
on this backup, right? And he might come in with one of those one good moves. You know what I'm saying? This dude has been murdering me all night with this crossover in the corner to the layup thing.
And that is exactly why I have no clue who this guy is. And we'll be back more of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
Smoothie King is in the studio today providing the Sports Joc with some healthy refreshments. Try their new Power Punch Plus smoothie at the Smoothie King on 10th and Northside Drive in Atlanta.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show.
Move it back up on me, mama.
The thrill is gone,
The thrill is gone. B.B. King, 89 years old, lived a great life, they say.
You know, when y'all went off to kindergarten, I used to do it to your grandmama in the daybed.
It's not just how long you live, it's the quality of life and the impact you have. And with songs like that, BB will always be around. 89 years old, though. That's a good little. I'll sign up for that. How many of y'all sign up for that?
89 years old.
Yeah,
I'll sign up for 89.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, considering nobody thought I'd make it past 19, I'd definitely sign up for 89.
Oh, man. Our man, B.B. King, God rest your soul. I got an email, Big Kenny, and, you know.
And you were confused, like, what is this? this thing on my screen? It says email. My name is Sports Joc. I don't understand.
You know, I really don't check emails and stuff like that. But when I saw this email from one of my former teammates and my Auburn alumnus, Mr. Kendall Simmons, swing for diabetes. And I remember when he went through his episode, his second year in the league, dealing with diabetes and trying to come back from that. I definitely wanted to get him on and talk about it, and I know it's something that is dear to his heart. When I heard the news, I must say, even myself, I was thinking, man, what a way to cut a career short. And I didn't even know that you could battle back through something like that, but this gentleman that we're bringing on to you did and went on to play 8 years in the NFL, win 2 Super Bowls with the Pittsburgh Steelers. My man, Kendall Simmons. Good morning to you, Kendall.
Good morning, Big G. Good morning, good morning. I got 2 things to say before we get started. First, it's good to hear from you. I appreciate you giving the opportunity to talk about, you know, the things we went through and swing for diabetes. Second, I love the intro music. I grew up on that, and knowing that B.B. King also was a diabetic, you know, it kind of ties in everything. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I love that type of music, man.
Yeah, you're from Ripley, Mississippi, so I know that's all they had on the jukebox.
exactly. And definitely grew up in a household where daddy controlled the radio, the remote, and everything else. So you had to listen to it.
I heard that. Well, tell us about how we can be involved with Swings for Diabetes and when the event is happening, and we'll address your career and your health after that.
Swing for Diabetes is coming up on June the 8th. You can register or donate online at swingfordiabetesauburn.org. And, you know, you can look that up. You can go to the East Alabama Medical Center website. It's something that we're going on our 8th year of doing it. And a good friend of mine, Diana Ramage, who also is a type 1 diabetic, played on the LPGA tour for a couple of years. It's something that we feel that we wanted to help the local community instead of trying to be on a bigger, broader scale. And it's definitely helped this area out. And any way we can get the word out, we're definitely trying to do that.
Well, Kendall, when you hear that news, because for an athlete, we always think it's going to be ACL or some neck injury. The doctor tells you you have diabetes. What are you thinking?
Okay, what is this? I don't know what it is. My grandmother had type 2 diabetes, and one of the things that drives me to do what I do as far as traveling all over the country and speaking about it is breaking the cycle. We can do better than what we do. We need to talk about it because by 2025, 1 in 3 people in the U.S. are going to have diabetes. And it's something that's big, and any way that I can impact this community and nationally, that's what I'm trying to do.
Did you see yourself playing past that? When they told you the story, did you was it one of those things as athletes do, be like, you know what, I'm gonna beat this, or was there this low moment in your life?
No, it was one of the moments where I'm gonna beat this. I was blessed with an opportunity I never thought I would get, as far as going to Auburn and definitely playing in the NFL, and you know, kind of fought through things during the earlier times. So whatever it is, Doc, tell me what I need to do. I don't know about this, but I'm not going to pity myself, and we can get through it. So,
Kendall, good morning. This is Big Kenny. Type there are two different types of diabetes from my understanding. There's type 1 and type 2. Type 2 not only can be prevented but can also be reversed with lifestyle changes and changes in diet. Is it tough to generate support for a disease that people see as preventable?
It is to a certain degree. To me, it starts in the house, especially if you're an adult that has it or you have kids that have it. We set the foundation for our families and our kids, and it's really all a mindset with us. And that's one of the things that you just can't make it easy. If you have it in your family, you have a long history of it, there's so much information out there now with technologies, the phones that we have, and any way or another to get it. We just got to find a way to get it, use it, and really try to make a better lifestyle for our family. But it's all about mindset change. It's really not hard. It's just taking little steps every day just to try to make your life better.
And what is one of the biggest misconceptions of diabetes?
That you have to take your refrigerator and throw it in the ocean.
That you got to get rid of all the sugar products.
Yeah, that's the one biggest misconception is people think, okay, once you've developed diabetes, you can't touch anything with sugar in it. And the misconception is that we have to have carbohydrates to live. Your body has to have sugar to produce energy. All it is just cutting your food in half, not eating so much, portion control. And if you're physically able enough to move around, that's what will help you manage your diabetes. I eat whatever I want to eat, but I still work out 3 or 4 times a day. Funny you just called. I just got through riding 10 miles on my bike, But that's the type of things that I'm going to do that until God, stops moving my legs. So that's the biggest misconception. You can eat whatever you want. You just have to eat it in moderation, and that's it.
Now, Kendall, I went to Southern Miss. I've been all over the state of Mississippi from Holly Springs to Pascagoula, and I've never heard of Ripley, Mississippi.
Oh, come on, man.
Where is Ripley? What is the nearest city to it?
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Okay, Tupelo. All right.
The
home of Elvi. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 30 minutes from Tupelo, 40 minutes from Ole Miss front gate. That's it.
And Auburn got you. How about that?
Hey, man, cha-ching, man, cha-ching. Them inner secrets. I told you we can't tell you everything. We can't tell you everything.
No, I hear you. But I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be able to talk about it, man. I know you guys reach a lot of people, and however way that we can get people involved and at least donate what we do, and the money that we generate does not go to our pockets at all. It helps to fund the East Alabama Diabetes and Nutrition Center. That it helps people pay for gas to get to the classes. It helps them pay for their classes. It helps for buying the medications if they don't have the money to do it. And that's one of the things that we want to do. There's a lot of issues with insurance, and insurance not covering a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And people will sacrifice their health to pay their bills. I mean, that's just the realization of it.
Right.
But if we can provide money for those people to take care of themselves, the ones that really want to take care of themselves, and they can use their money to pay their bills, then that's what we're trying to do. And each year we hope to keep growing and get better at that.
And which year is this, the 4th?
No, this is the 8th year.
8th year, okay.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Kendall, you just spoke of the Sports Joc Show reaching a lot of listeners, and I'm sure with the statistics, some of them out there are probably pre-diabetic right now, facing type 2 diabetes. If you could say anything to those people right now, what would you want them to know?
The one thing I would tell them, and this is for everybody who's living with diabetes, you have to find a way to make diabetes conform to your lifestyle. There's a lot of rules from the ADA, the FDA, the ADRF, whoever it may be, that the little fine print says do it this way, but we're all individuals. And you have to find a way or another to make it conform to your lifestyle. That's what I did when I was playing, and I had to adapt to the way I was living. And if you can find a way or another to do that and get the right information, you can live with this disease. And especially with type 2, you got to know that there's a way that you could reverse it. To me, that's enough motivation in itself for me to take care of myself, that if I do the right things, I can change this.
Right.
So, that's to me, that's the most important thing, is just to know that you can reverse that. Now, type 1, it is what it is. You just have to live and manage your diabetes, and it's not a rough road. You have to really set that rule in place when it comes to conforming to your type of lifestyle. So that's what I would tell them.
Well, Kendall, from me to you, I will make a donation. I think your golf tournament is going on that Monday, so I'll be on the air. But I will definitely send you something, and I won't throw my refrigerator in the garbage. But I have a love affair with pork ribs, so long as I can have those on the menu, everything else I can give up. We can give up everything else, but I would definitely get something out to you. Thank you for having the courage to continue your career, and glad to call you friend. And thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity, and thanks for the donation. Y'all guys keep up the good work, and thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Kendall Simmons, 8 years NFL, 2-time Super Bowl champion, first-round pick in 2002 for the Steelers. Me and him played that year together. Great-hearted man. Probably got every nickel the Steelers ever gave him. You think I'm thrifty. He is Mr. Thrift. Somebody be wearing them original shorts that he got from his original year. He got every dollar. Don't let him fool you. He got every dollar they ever gave him. And I think he lives in Auburn, so Kendall Simmons, great guy. I mean, his wife.
So he don't have to pay for anything.
Anything in Auburn.
Auburn alum, he gets everything common.
We'll be back for the Sports Joc Show right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Primo Ceramic Grills are proud sponsors of the Sports Joc Show and your summer festivities. Here are the top 5 reasons for buying a Primo Ceramic Grill. Number 5, it's 4 grills in one. A grill, an oven, a roaster, and a smoker. No gas or charcoal grill. Number 4, ceramic beats metal every time. Our ceramic shell holds in the heat and helps food retain more of its natural moisture. Number 3, amazing flavor. Our ceramics and 100% natural lump charcoal create juicier food with wood fire flavor. Number 2, it's made right here in America. Primo's the only ceramic grill made in the USA. We are proud of the American integrity and craftsmanship we put into each of our grills. And the number 1 reason to buy a Primo Ceramic Grill? The Sports Joc says so. Primo Ceramic Grill is proud sponsor of the Sports Joc Show. Visit PrimoGrill.com for more details. Primo Ceramic Grills, American made, amazing flavor.
The truth is, you will throw your ass in the ocean. It's time to wrap things up on the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
When you hear the sounds of the ocean, we like to throw somebody off of my ship. It has been a great pleasure to be here with you today. We'd like to thank Sekou Smith. We'd like to thank Damari Carroll, the Hawks, go Hawks, and my man Kendall Simmons. June 8th, Auburn, Alabama, Moores Mills Golf Course, the annual Swing for Diabetes Golf Tournament, and Smoothie King for our Power Punch. And okay, come to your local. It's going to be a pork flavor. Y'all going to be like, man, the Sports Joc predicted that. Just a hint of pork. But this week, Arthur Jones of the Indianapolis Colts is going in the ocean. Arthur Jones is 6'3", 339 pounds. Defensive tackle for the Colts. He decided to buy a Corvette blindly. Never test drove it or anything. Had the car delivered. Came home 2 weeks later to try to fit in the Corvette, and he couldn't fit. So he called his lawyers and is now trying to get Corvette to have to take the car back because he couldn't fit. If you didn't hear the first part of this, Arthur Jones is 6'3", 339 pounds. When you're 6'3", 339, you try everything out. Stools, movie theater chairs, lawn furniture, everything gets a little taste. As the Sports Joc knows, you have to make sure it's secure before you sit down. So for that, Arthur Jones, a Corvette. Who are you, Tony Stark? I mean, nobody can fit a Corvette over 5'10". I mean, it's hard for anybody.
Walk the plank.
6'3". 340. I tell you, man. But for Big Kenny, the funny man himself, and the Sports Joc, enjoy your Monday, enjoy your Memorial Day. We'll see you back here one Monday real soon. Peace.